From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK-AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Sactown Sports headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. The Niners will be back in action this weekend when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to Sunday's game with pregame at 12 and kickoff scheduled for 1:05 right here on Sactown Sports. Currently at the Fortinet Championship at the Silverwater Resort and Spa in Napa. The Heath Aguila, he leads everybody at 12 under par. He's followed by Eric Cole at 10 under and Justin Thomas, who finished the day at 8 under par. This Fortinet Championship scoreboard update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Those are your headlines. Now let's get started with Whitey and Watkins.
They're going to take it for a W.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car. It's a show specifically for you, Sacramento. Whitey.
She got a new song out of this anyway. Hoops, I did it again. So that's right. Hello, is this on?
No, Watkins.
I'm sorry. I know I don't want to be the wet blanket on everybody.
It's Whitey and Watkins, and it starts.
Hurry up!
Now.
I say this respectfully, Chris, and I mean it. At least, I'm not making fun, at least your team knows what they need to do to turn things around. Am I right? After the Vikings lost to the Eagles, it's like, hello, you watch them play, and it's like, well, I think I know what they need to do to fix this.
I could have used you last night when I was just throwing things at my television, but you're not wrong. I mean, you asked me before the game what was the thing that really went wrong in that week 1, and I was like, oh, there was these 2 really bad turnovers. There was a strip sack, and then the Vikings fumbled in their own red zone, and you just can't have that if you're trying to win. And what happens about 2 hours later is the Minnesota Vikings do exactly what they did in week 1, and they have 4 turnovers and still almost win the game. So yeah, you're right. Like there is at least some redeeming quality of that loss, that it's very clear and obvious what needs to be taken care of, and that is the football.
Yes, and it should be relatively easy to solve. You know, sometimes in sports, no matter what sport you're talking about, your team loses and you're just trying to figure out, we can't figure out what's wrong. Well, in this case, like, hello, we know
it's very clear.
Absolutely what the problem is.
Yeah.
Now, I know I don't have to ask you if you stayed through the whole game, but your Vikings were battling tooth and nail and
all the way.
Horn, whatever that is on the side of their helmets.
And they covered. They covered.
Did they?
That's all that everybody in Vegas cares about. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a 7-point spread, and the Vikings ended up losing by only 6. So, yeah, I mean, there's tons of people who are upset by that, but yeah, I mean, it was good to see them fighting till the end. I mean, the Eagles, I think I made it very clear that they are a feared team to the Minnesota Vikings, and the fact that they were able to kind of take some punches, and there were some positives yesterday. I thought the Vikings tackled really well. It took them a while to get to the ball carrier, but once they got there, I mean, there wasn't a lot of broken tackles or anything like that. Defense looks okay. I mean, there were so many possessions that they were just thrown back out there on
most
the field.
Of the first half.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were on the field for a lot of it, and for them,
Jalen Hurts looked a little not sure of what he was seeing.
Very much so, and yeah, I think there was a lot of that game where they were only sending 3 pass rushers, dropping everybody else back. It seemed to really disrupt them, and there was a lot of positives to take, but obviously it's really hard to feel good about the performance when, I mean, they turned it over as much as, even forget turning it over. I mean, the Vikings have fumbled the ball 6 times this year already. They've lost all 6. There's a little bit of luck involved in that, or unluck, I should say, involved in that. But at the same time, you can't even put the ball on the deck as much as they're doing. And to your earlier point, like, they just have to be better at holding on to the ball, not even giving those opportunities to be turnovers.
When you get an interception and then you fumble it right back, I don't imagine that was the high point of your viewing experience.
Whitey, that first quarter was a masterclass in Minnesota Vikings football. If you just want like a synopsis of
what's
the past,
it like being a Viking fan? Yeah.
It's that first quarter. I mean, so the Vikings punt, Philly fumbles, but they recover. Of course, Philly recovers because God forbid the Vikings actually get a positive turnover. Then Philly punts. It's like, oh my gosh, the Vikings actually stop them after pinning them deep in the end zone. Punt to the Vikings. What happens? The fumble goes directly to the Eagles. And it's like, oh no, that's bad. And then what happens?
You might want to get some violin music ready.
Safety gets hurt. Backup safety comes in. They target him immediately over the top. Devontae Smith just completely mosses him. Eagles score. Next possession, that same safety who got mossed gets an interception. Oh my gosh, what? What a crazy turn of events. Yeah. Wow, maybe things aren't so bad. Literally the next play, Alexander Mattison fumbles, puts the ball on the deck, gives it back to the Eagles. And the rest was pretty much history. The Eagles just ran the ball down the Vikings' throat, and it was tough. It was really, really tough to see. But, I'm going to be stronger. I'll be stronger for it. And, tis the life of Minnesota Vikings fans.
Yeah. Not everyone around here feels the way you do about the Vikings, but for 49er fans, an interesting game because you had two playoff teams from last year, including, of course, the team that beat the 49ers for a trip to go to the Super Bowl last year. But the thing that really stands out from that game, I think, for all fans is that strange ruling where you had Jefferson fumbling the ball through the end zone.
Yep.
So the Vikings on the verge of scoring end up losing the ball. Raider fans all too familiar with that. I know we've seen Carr do that.
Yeah.
And the rule, first of all, I didn't think that there was absolute
clear and obvious.
Yeah, clear and obvious evidence that that's what happened. Incontrovertible.
Yes.
Incontrovertible evidence.
Sure.
Yeah. Am I right on that? Is that the word, Christopher? Yeah. Anyway, I didn't think there was any.
Yeah. It was close. We're actually there's a replay right here. Like
you needed a camera view from above.
You need something right down the sideline so you can truly see like which side of the pylon it falls on. But I mean, maybe this was my depressed brain watching it, but to me, I was like, you know what? It honestly doesn't even matter. He fumbled it into the end zone. Like it's splitting hairs, and it sucks that he fumbled the ball in the first place. And,
dumb rule.
I'm not going to blame Justin Jefferson. He's partially not even partially. He's a massive reason why the Vikings are even able to compete in those games.
Although, Bill Belichick teaches his players never to do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's an argument to it for sure for that exact reason. Like, just go down.
Exact reason.
We have 4 plays to score from the 1 yard line. We don't need you to really stress about getting that 1 extra yard because, if we can't get that 1 yard, maybe we didn't deserve to score in the first place. But I'm not going to, I'm not going to say that it was a bad move by Justin Jefferson to try and get a touchdown in that moment. That's what makes him great. He's a playmaker. He was trying to make a play, and sometimes you got to live with some negatives, but Justin Jefferson, again, like we're not in that game without him.
Super question for you here from CK916. It's actually a question for Gene Skeletor. Gene, is there an asterisk on last night's game? The ball boy clearly dipped the Vikings footballs in butter. Please open an investigation.
This game has an asterisk on it. There you go.
Gene Skeletor.
It may not be a good rule, but it is a rule. So... sorry. Deal with it.
Also, we have Simone in the chat here. And since she's not here today because she had other duties, she thinks she's now eligible for chat of the day. And I don't believe that's the case. I don't even know if I, have the authority to make that decree or make that ruling. But I don't believe, we sometimes see Kyle on here. Kyle's certainly not eligible for
that's a good point.
Chat of the day. So
yeah, I feel like she's a little bit more eligible because she can't directly yesterday she literally came in here and was like, I deserve comment or I just had comment of the day. Like she can't have that kind of influence. So I'm a little bit more lenient to let her in, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's if it's just an undeniably great comment, like I can't deny.
Yeah, we have to see a great comment first,
exactly,
to even come up with a decision.
Right. Otherwise, it's not even a concern.
Exactly. Yeah. So Simone, if you want it, you got to earn it.
You got to bring it.
Yeah. What do you think of the notion that the Eagles are kind of like, they're 2-0, but they're not too impressive?
Yeah, it's not great if you're thinking of the big picture, like obviously getting wins and stacking those wins, especially in that NFC East when they're going to be competing with the Cowboys and the 49ers for that 1 seed in that first round bye and home field advantage. It's good for that. But in the long run, when you're looking at directly, how do you stack up against the Cowboys and the 49ers? It's not great. It's a little alarming, especially the week 1 performances that both of those two teams put together. You'd ideally like to come out the gates a little bit stronger for sure.
Mm-hmm. On the other hand, 2-0 is 2-0.
Exactly.
And yes, people have pointed out that, well, Jalen Hurts' passing numbers are down, but look at the way, again,
it's okay.
I'll do
It's
respect,
okay.
the way
This
they
is the
ran
job.
the ball
This is the
last
job,
night.
man. Yeah, I mean, they were unstoppable. And
They
that's
scored
the thing.
34 points.
How
Doesn't
are you-
matter how you
Yeah.
scored them.
I can't believe that. If you should not take from last night that, Jalen Hurts is just continuing to struggle. I thought he looked fine. He had 2 long balls to Devontae Smith. Those look great. He was able to get clutch third downs when they needed it. I mean, that push play is just, it's unstoppable. I don't think there's anything you can do about it, but you're completely right. Like, that game was won because the Eagles recognized that the Vikings could not stop their run game. And that's just good coaching. Like, Jalen Hurts isn't going to pull a Zach Wilson and override runs because he thinks he has a more explosive pass available. Like, it was clear the Eagles offensive line was head and shoulders above where the Vikings defensive line was at, and they were able to push them 5 yards every play. So why would you stop?
Now, you as a Viking fan, and it's great to have Thursday Night Football open the floodgates on this big football weekend with the 49ers and the Rams. We're so excited about that. But as a Viking fan, did you appreciate that the officials, they tried to make up for that controversial fumble through the end zone call by later on allowing the Vikings to run a car over A.J. Brown, tie him up, hit him in the head with an anvil right before he made a catch.
Oh, my gosh.
goal
Get
line.
out of here.
I mean,
look, the
man.
refs were bad in general yesterday. There was a call. Justin Jefferson was getting abused by Darius Slay the entire game. There was a play. I think it was either T.J. Hawkinson or it was a play down in the red zone where he got hit early as well. Like, it was pretty evenly officiated, I would say. And I just think the refs were bad yesterday. And by the way, Herb Street and Al Michaels also, like, they were in week 1 form. They were getting people's names wrong. They said at one point, I think Kirk Herbstreit was like, that's left tackle Christian Darrisaw trying to tough it out, and he allowed a sack. Darrisaw was on the sideline. It was clearly Oli Udoh, and then later corrected himself. But it was just like, are you guys even watching the game? If I have to watch this, y'all have to watch it too. Okay?
That's unfortunate.
It was very unfortunate.
You didn't think that was pass interference on A.J. Brown?
Oh, no, it definitely was.
Yeah, okay.
And I love how they call, I don't know who, it's clearly not Gene Skeletor, but they
Terry
call
McCauley.
Yeah, and they every single time.
Scary McCauley.
Nothing wrong there. No, I mean, when you look at it in replay, like, yeah, frame for frame, he was maybe a frame early, but in real time, you can't tell. Except for everybody yelling. Yeah, everybody yelling at their televisions knows that's clearly a pass interference. So
May not be a good rule, but it is a rule.
you got that way too fast.
He's very good.
Yeah, it was it was frustrating, but there's some positives, and the Eagles are a better team than the Vikings. So, I made it very clear that I was expecting a loss all day yesterday and all week. So, the fact that they even competed with them, I took as a positive, and season's not over. So
Chat of the Day nominee, perhaps. It has to, what we said yesterday, it has to be a 7.
Yes,
it's
got to be at
least
least
7 to be a possible nominee.
Yeah.
From your buddy JR, I went to the bakery. They had no turnovers left. The Vikings had them all. Christopher Lott is laughing. He's giving it.
That's probably like a 7. That's probably a 7, maybe an 8.
I'm giving it an 8. Easy.
That's strong. It's definitely strong.
So there's.
I don't love it. I don't love it, but it's strong.
Chat of the Day nominee. He already had call of the day earlier this week, so he's going for the unprecedented double of call of the day and chat comment of the day.
Yeah.
In the same week.
It's I don't even know what
Kirk
to say.
Cousins
I mean, it's
was
at my
great.
expense, I guess.
Right? Kirk Cousins. Oh, prime time. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
He was great.
The most underrated quarterback in NFL history, Kirk Cousins, right?
I heard that somewhere. I thought I was dreaming it.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good yesterday, with the exception of the strip sack, which, again, that's back-to-back weeks now where he's had strip sacks. Partially not his fault. I mean, the line isn't doing him any favors there, but
I thought
Kirk
their
was
line
slinging it,
held
man.
up better than obviously they didn't run the ball great, but
right.
Overall, I thought the protection they afforded Cousins was better than that I was saying yesterday on 100%.
The air. Yeah, I think they kept him upright. They allowed him to make plays, and Kirk, he you give him an opportunity and he can make plays, especially when he's down. Like, if you're going to give him some leeway, I'm telling you, like, he's not as bad as what everyone wants you to think. He is a good quarterback. It's just sometimes he's going to have boneheaded mistakes. Sometimes he's going to just not be able to adapt to some situations, but he was really good last night.
Coming up next, the significance of that Philly sideline spat, and also further proof that Philly's coach is fairly smart, not super smart. That's next year. Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk. Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
On Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
The only thing I'm afraid of with the 49er game this week, and 49er fans are going to think I'm jinxing them or something, but I can remember years ago when Bill Walsh was the coach and he's so excited in this great 49er team, they'd have a game somewhere and it'd be like, yeah, this should be a good game. They're on the road against Cleveland or somebody, and then they would just annihilate the other team. Just annihilate them.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that's to me, that's the way this game is shaping up.
Yeah, I think that,
I'm looking forward to it, but, it's possible by the third quarter it's going to be a
blowout, complete blowout. I definitely
went blank with this guy.
Yeah, it's this guy over here. This time it's not actually me. It's nice to have the shoe on the other foot.
But that's a good thing if you're a 49er fan.
Absolutely, for sure. And I think it's a really real possibility. It feels like, when you look at the Niners schedule, they play the Giants next week. We'll see if the Giants bounce back this weekend. But
two games, Sunday and Thursday.
Yeah, it's looking like that could be an easy matchup. And then I think in week 4, they play Arizona for the first time. So, it's not bad that you have a couple weeks to ramp up before I think Cowboys is the following week in week 5. So, it's good to have a couple easy wins leading into when real action when you're really playing some tough teams. So it might not be fun, but I think it can still be productive. And I think building confidence leading into those games is a great thing.
And I know on any given Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Nah. And also the fact that 8 in a row now? The 49ers have beaten the Rams.
I think it's 7 or 8. Yeah.
And it's just obviously that streak's not going to go on forever.
It might.
It
might. You never know.
So we'll see. I would like to see a competitive game, but I doubt that they will.
I don't think so. I just don't think the Rams have the firepower to do so. Like the 49ers offense, I've talked endlessly about it, but they're incredible. Maybe the best or most explosive in the NFL. And the Rams are throwing to Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua. So it's
Puka Nacua, by the way, didn't practice yesterday.
Yeah, I saw he's questionable. So we'll even
Puka Doncic.
And the Rams don't have Jalen Ramsey anymore either. So, it's going to be tough for them to defend. Oh, they don't have him either. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for them to just even keep up with the 49ers offense, let alone the fact that the Niners defense is one of the best in the NFL.
One of the things we know about the 49ers is that at least for now, everybody's on the same page. Brock Purdy talked about that yesterday. When he was talking about the blocking downfield on McCaffrey's long run, everyone is unselfish. I don't know right now that we can say that about the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles are 2-0. So
yes.
not to make, at the risk of making too much of this, I should say, last night in an interesting situation on the sidelines. By the way, it reminded me of what somebody said about Nick Sirianni, the Eagles coach, when he was hired. And this would have been January 2021 when the Eagles hired Nick Sirianni. There was an anonymous NFL executive who said this to Jeff McLean.
Okay.
Quote of Nick Sirianni: "Good guy, solid candidate, fairly smart, but not super smart. Concern is he is likely to top out at a B-level coach for a team that is in the mix to make the playoffs, but not a real Super Bowl coach. Low drama, even keel." We don't know who said that. Nick Sirianni did get them.
You just got continental. Yeah, for real.
Did get them to the Super Bowl, but that always has stuck with me. Fairly smart, but not super smart. And I think he proved that last night because after the game, a reporter asked him, "Coach, you had the dust up there on the sidelines with the Hurts and Brown. Do you have any comment on it?" Nick Sirianni says, "I wasn't aware of that." Reporter says, "What? Coach, there's video of you. You were in between them. You actually had to break them up." So it's
that's fantastic. I did not see that. That's incredible. I mean, that's
remember, fairly smart.
Yeah.
Not super smart.
Well, hey, guys, I don't know. I'm new. I don't know everybody's name yet. So
that's incredible. Yeah, I mean that comment, what I read from that is, he's not as smart as what he thinks he is. And that sounds like, Nick Sirianni's comment last night sounds like he thought he was smarter than everybody else. He's like, "Oh, I can get by this one. There's no way they're going to know that I actually was the one who broke it up."
Sirianni initially said he was unaware of what happened. When told cameras showed his involvement, he responded.
He said, that one.
Well,
that's just boys being boys,
And you can't blame him, coach, trying to, coach speak.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about
deflate the situation.
So the way he played it, conversations we have on the field are going to be private. Conversations we have in our locker room are going to be private.
Except
y'all don't need to know what was going on right there. And, Jalen Hurts says, everyone wants to contribute. It's a competitive fire and it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what
I don't know that it is.
I don't think so. Most times than not, this is what got Stephon Diggs off the Vikings. This is Terrell Owens' pretty much entire career. The reason why he bounced around from team to team to team. It's, it's the receiver drama. The receivers tend to feel like they deserve to have the ball in their hand. And it's even worse when, I can't remember the exact point in this game, but the Eagles were up 27-7. And I feel like the complaint happened somewhere around that scoreline.
CK916 says, "Excuse me, but
no,
to your point, Brown yelling at Hurts about not getting the ball enough when they were up 27-14. Not a good look. Reminds me of another Brown, ...
Yeah, it is a little Antonio Brown-esque. Now, all he needed to do was take his pads off and hop in the end zone and then leave the field. But
chat comment of the day nominee?
That's definitely a close one. Yeah, okay, absolutely. Right. Yeah, that feels like a 7 to me.
All right.
It was, it's not a great look. And especially, it's probably a little bit of insecurity. Who didn't have a bad game for the Eagles? What receiver? The one on the opposite side. Devontae Smith got 2 really long touchdowns, 2 really long throws. One was a touchdown. Something tells me it's a little bit of jealousy. AJ Brown was traded over here. He was kind of meant to be top dog. And then, Devonta Smith definitely has some pedigree leading into his pro career, and he's starting to blossom. Maybe AJ Brown's hearing a little bit of footsteps. You know?
Travis Kelce says, Jason Kelce, of course. Jason Kelce.
Did you check out the Kelce documentary?
I did not. They promoted that a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit.
Jason Kelce said, "You want guys talking? I think actually it's worse when guys aren't talking. The fact that they were having an exchange at all is a positive. We all have a very high expectation. We know what we're really good. We know that we should be playing better than we are." I will say Jalen Hurts seemed to handle it well.
He did, yeah.
And then he started going to A.J. Brown.
He did,
and that's a smart quarterback there.
Yeah, went to him on third down.
Yeah, I'll throw to him, and we're good.
Yeah.
But it's just a bad
bad look. Yeah, it's just a really, really bad look. And, you're right. Jalen Hurts did go right to him on a really important third down, went to him and got the most important third down of the game. So, that's like a point guard feeding the big man when he runs the floor. It's just like sometimes you gotta acknowledge the guys who are putting in some dirty work and might not get the fruits of the labor. But sometimes you just got to feed some hungry mouths.
My theory is that wide receivers are the biggest prima donnas in all of sports because they have to be, because they're the only ones whose numbers Well, yeah, but they rely on someone to get in the ball or they can't do anything. I mean, you can also say that about basketball.
Sure.
But in basketball, everybody gets the ball at some
For the
point.
most part, yeah.
Yeah. But a receiver's out there, it's like no one throws him the ball.
Right.
Come on. You're not giving me a chance to shine.
Yeah, no, and a lot of quarterbacks, I shouldn't say a lot, but some, I don't want to do a Roger Goodell here, but some quarterbacks will say that, they like when receivers tell them they're open, because a lot of the time, you're a quarterback, you got everybody's route tree in your head and you're just not even looking over there. And so, sometimes, again, closed mouths don't get fed. Sometimes you do have to let your quarterback know, like, hey, dude, like, this guy can't guard me. I'm open. Let it fly. And, there's an element to it. And, of course, there's a balancing act to it. But, I think this is much to do about nothing. It's still week 2. It's early in the season. Eagles haven't – their passing game hasn't been as electrifying as what people were expecting. But there's plenty of time left for them to get on track.
They've just beaten 2 legitimate contenders.
Like average teams, I would say. Like,
teams.
Yeah, they're middle class team. Like the Vikings and the Patriots are both teams that will probably be hovering around 500. I don't know which side they'll fall on. I think the worst side of 500, but they're formidable opponents. It's not like you're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Panthers or something like that. Like you played 2 decent enough teams and the games were close, but you ended up pulling out. So
And you're still not a Thursday night football fan, huh?
No, not really. Like it's fine in the sense of like I was able to appreciate the fact that it's nice to have like 2 teams really highlighted, and it's cool when it's your team that's the team that's being highlighted. You feel like everybody's kind of peeking in for a moment at what you're going through in a season and you're really spotlighted. But that's the same case for Monday. And it's just, I don't know. It still feels too early. Like I think Friday night football I might like more, but
really
something about the Thursday element of it, it's not quite, doesn't quite hit for me personally.
Thursday night football used to be the AFC/NFC South game of the week. It'd be like, and it's Tennessee against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Don't miss next week, Thursday night football. Jacksonville will be at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
Like, this
but
is the last games I want to see.
Those were 2 good teams last night.
Yeah.
And next week we got the 49ers
Yeah.
and the Giants.
Yeah, we'll see how the Giants
Better
perform.
schedule.
But yeah, it should be good. And at least, to your point, it's not the worst teams in the
Remember when they
NFL.
used to do the color rush on Thursday night to try to give us a reason to watch?
Yeah, I'm glad that that's done. Well, it's done to an extent. I think some teams still have some jerseys that they're pulling out specifically for Thursday, but I was not a fan of the color rushes.
Colorblind people had to keep yelling at them.
That's
We
right.
can't tell the teams apart.
Right. The first one was Buffalo and all red against
Yeah.
the Jets and all green, and red-green colorblind people were like, hello!
Which team's which? Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that sounds like a nightmare.
Coming up next here, we have 3 keys to victory Sunday for the 49ers. I don't know, are there many more than that, or does it really just come down to 1 or 2 things?
I think it's one.
in this
I'd be
mismatch?
shocked if we can even get to 3.
Really?
I think it's just
All right.
I think it's just
See
win.
if we can meet that challenge next year. Watkins, Whitey, Sactown Sports, happy Friday.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Safe Credit Union is our local community-based financial partner, and they are committed to the well-being of their members. Jason Ross here, and we all work hard to reach our financial goals, and banking with Safe helps make that a reality. Because with Safe, you always get competitive rates on savings and loans, so you can spend less and save more for your future. If you're not a member yet, give Safe a try and discover all that truly makes Safe one of the best credit unions in California. Join today at safecu.org/join. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net. Ready for a sizzling football season? Take your game day parties to the next level with Napoleon Prestige Grills from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. Fire up the grill and score big with mouthwatering burgers, juicy steaks, and finger-licking wings. Napoleon Prestige Grills bring the heat and come complete with a lifetime warranty. Get your ultimate game day companion today. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and elevate your tailgate experience with Napoleon Prestige Grills. Green Acres Nursery and Supply, your one-stop shop for grilling greatness this football season. Visit idategreenacres.com for the store near you. Game on.
Hey, it's Carmichael Day for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smileway. Elk Grove Kia.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlod with your Sactown Sports headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. And this Sunday, the Niners will be back in action when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to Sunday's game with pregame at 12 and kickoff schedule for 105 right here on Sactown Sports. Currently at the Fortinet Championship at the Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa, Zahid Thigala is currently leading everybody at 12 under par. He's followed by Eric Cole at 10 under par. And there's a 6th-place tie for third place, all of them at 8 under par. The Fortinet Championship Scoreboard Update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to Whitey and Watkins.
Just saw the strangest thing here on X. Alan Cal, big Kings fan, he tweeted a thread. I only saw the first picture he tweeted. Picture of Peja in a Raptors jersey. And Chris Watkins, even though he looked it up, he's going, nope. Because I know it happened, but that didn't happen because I don't remember it.
You know, they always say like photo or else it didn't happen, or like a video or else it didn't happen. And you showed me the picture and I still don't believe
That's why I showed you, because I looked at that and part of my brain said, does not come out.
Yeah, I remember Peja on the Hornets. I remember him, obviously, I think he spent a little bit of time on the Pacers and then, ended his career with the Mavericks where he won the championship. But Toronto Raptors just don't remember it at all. And
2 games.
Yeah, 2 games. I looked at the transactions on Basketball Reference. Apparently, the Hornets traded him with Jared Bayless to the Toronto Raptors for David Anderson, Marcus Banks, and Jarrett Jack. And then was waived by the Raptors 2 months later. So I don't remember anything about the Peja Stojakovic Toronto Raptor era, but apparently it happened.
10 points a game in those 2 games, and he took 3-pointers and made 2 of them. So for the Raptors,
66% from 3, and they let him go.
I know that's got to be a Raptor career high. I don't even think Doug Christie did that.
Strange. Yeah, and then I mentioned Simone, and she's desperately on the chat trying to get.
She's just throwing Hail Marys. Yeah,
she does say one Jackie Robinson away from the start of the Kings season, which I think she's 42 days, I believe, is where she's going there.
Yeah, that's not going to be good enough.
SMH, huh? Just sometimes you can try too hard for something.
Yeah.
2 Jeff Kent's away. I don't know why that's the 21 I went with.
Yeah, let's not do Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent's how about like Roberto Clemente? Two Roberto Clementes away, 2 Vladdies away, you know.
The great Clemente.
42.
Well, of course, if you have time to think about it.
How about like a Chuck Hayes away? We're Chuck Hayes away from the Kings season starting. I like that one the most.
Yeah. You're saying she should have gone with a basketball player. Is that what you're saying?
That also would have been just the reference was also just one Jackie Robinson away. It's like okay, yeah, 42. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it's football season.
Yeah.
And we've got the 49ers against the Rams. 3 keys? You don't even think that there are 3 keys. You think they don't need to do 3 things well to win this game. You think
one is show up.
One is show. Yeah,
that was number 1 on my list.
Is it seriously?
Literally right there. You see
It
that?
says,
number 1.
show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like I just have a tough time seeing any way in which the Rams are able to keep up with the Niners offense. And again, like this is the 49ers offense is like injuries are kind of baked into it. Even like if you can say doomsday, like, okay, they just have to show up. Well, what if Deebo Samuel? Well, how about the guy who had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns? Well, what if Christian McCaffrey well, they have Elijah Mitchell, who was a more than capable backup. And, Brock Purdy, of course, if he goes down, then you have the great Sam Darnold, who's the human jugs machine at quarterback. So I cannot see a way that the Niners blow this game.
Number 2, put pressure on Stafford.
I've got that one as well.
The Seattle Seahawks were unable to do.
Yeah, I think he had 2. He only went down twice, but that Rams offensive line is terrible. You would suspect that the 49ers with their godly defensive line would get to Stafford a lot, and that would really, really bother him. I mean, I don't see Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua having 100 yards again if the line can get to them the way that they did to Kenny Pickett last week.
And then 3, run the ball down the Rams' throats and run the ball right at 99.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there getting ready to tee off. Here I come. Like,
get him on his heels a little, for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, keep him guessing. And, if he's going to be a pass rusher and if they're going to put him on the outside to try and get him isolated on McKivitz, run it to where he's not even. I mean, yeah, absolutely. You want to run it at him. That's a good point.
But, last week, McKivitz, of course, right tackle,
right,
and that 65-yard run, they ran left a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if Aaron Donald is over there on the right side, you don't have to run at him if that's not your strongest side. But there's something to be said also for keeping him busy and running right at him.
Yeah, and the thing that I wrote down for my number, I have pretty much both of the things that you have. How about just, a lesson from the Eagles in week 1 and week 2, keep your foot on the gas. Like, I don't think that there's any reason why, again, I can't see the Rams offense keeping up with the Niners, but
I got a short week, Chris. I might want to get more rest for my team with another game coming up Thursday.
I think that's fine, but if anything, just score quick then. Get to 40 points by the end of the 3rd quarter, and so that way you can rest your guys in the 4th. But get up early, get and stay. Again, like, until you get to 35, 40 points, like I wouldn't feel like any lead is safe. And, you definitely want to stay fresh for Thursday against the Giants, but you also definitely want to make sure that you have this game wrapped up.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to talking to Amil today at 4, our 49er insider, for a number of reasons. Chief among them, I want to ask him that question. Is there any way that the fact that you have another game Thursday influences your game plan? Because, with a football coach, Kyle Shanahan, with the goals they have this year, it's like, we're winning this game. Yeah. We worry about next week when we get to next week.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And again, like they're fighting for positioning and they have to think big picture with with not the Lions, with the Cowboys and the Eagles, who are going to be fighting for that.
The Lions. You got a pretty good quarterback. You've said so yourself. You're on record as having said so yourself.
I've never said that before in my The elite quarterback that is Jared Goff. That was not a cue for you to hit that. I don't know where that came from. The Niners. No, my bad. The Niners are gonna have to pick up as many wins as possible. And so, to your point, yeah, I mean, like you just got to get the win. Think about next week when it comes, but like secure this win, and then you could start worrying about next week. So I think it sounds nice to get ahead. And Trent Williams was talking last week about how they were on the field so much he was tired. Like part of that is also getting into shape and working yourself into shape. And, you might have to stay on the field longer than what you want. But I think the 49ers, again, I just think they need to make sure that they secure the victory this week, first and foremost.
If I were to sum up my keys to the win this week into one Chris Watkins drop of all the drops that you have given to us over the last few weeks here that Chris Verlaut has ready, it would be figuratively here, not literally, because you want to play good, hard, clean football. It would be to hit the Rams in the no-no zone. That would be
he gets hit in the no-no spot. Yeah. Just
take it to them.
Yeah.
To the point where you don't give them any chance to think, hey, we might be pretty good after all.
No, you want them hurting. You want them on the floor, hands on their knees, like they really they took us down. Like you want to take them down, and you want them to feel like, hey, you guys had that cute win in week 1, but we're the class of this division, and it's fine that you guys think you're going to have a fun season, but we're here trying to actually, win the big one. And so
have your fun next week. You're not having fun against
Pat them on the head and say
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. JR joins us on Sactown Sports.
He's double dipping.
Hello, JR.
We're one Ronnie Lott away. Come on.
There you go. That's another good one.
Yeah, geez. Come on, Simone, Golden Boys. I will say when Simone answers the phone and it's not Chris, it's much more pleasant to get on. I'm not going to lie. Hey, it's nothing like Niner fan to have a Rams game coming up, and it's been great that we've been crushing them. And all my Rams fans want to say, oh, we beat you in the NFC game. And I have to remind them how much we crushed them just a few years earlier, 30-3.
The thing is, let's be honest, JR. I know we're always honest with each other. The 49ers should have won that game, too. They should have won that game, too.
Oh, that interception hit. I can't remember the DB. Hit him right in the freaking chest.
Jaquaski
They hit him right in the maybe I couldn't have caught it. But, someone like Phantom, he could have caught that. Right? I mean, and he's blind in both eyes twice. So, come on.
But
they should have won that, but I these young bloods on your radio probably don't remember that wonderful 1990 win where we beat Chris Everett, made him go down on. You go back, Watkins, watch the video. He cowardly just goes down and no one even tackles him. That's how the Rams are, and that's how they play.
Were you at that game, JR?
I was. Of course, I was.
I was too. Yeah.
I bought a pretzel from you that day. I think.
Pretzel.
Pretzels, and that thing tastes like a rock. It was like a friggin' puck from a hockey game. I want my money back from that friggin'. Okay, bye-bye. I'm out of here.
Bye, JR. Have a good weekend.
Pretzel. I wasn't selling pretzels. I was covering the game. I wasn't selling pretzels.
Could have been double
Candlestick Park, but that game was very, very one-sided. You
said 1990 which game?
It was 1991 NFC Championship game.
Oh, that's some high stakes. Okay. And just boat raced them, just not even a chance.
But how I don't know if that was for I think it was the 1990 season, so the 1991.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
it was in 91, but it's for the
you know how that gets a little bit.
Right.
Coming up next, we're going to huddle up with some of the NFL's most interesting concessions items of the season. You up for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then Verlaut and I are going to try to guess which one you would eat.
Ooh. Pretzel! Do fancy me a pretzel.
That's next year with Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season? Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995? Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. It's the end of summer blowout on all their systems. Right now, $2,500 off full systems, as low as $34 a week. And now American Energy Heating and Air offering a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high efficiency units. Look, The uncomfortable becomes comfortable with American Energy Heating and Air. They've been around since 1981, making the greater Sacramento area proud with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And as always, their goal is to exceed your expectations, exceed them of the heating and air industry, valuing the customer experience and making your home comfortable. It's that simple. Go to American Energy Heating and Air and get yourself a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high efficiency units.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Whether you're shopping for your favorite Honda online or in person, you'll see why Stockton Honda is the #1 Honda dealer in Northern California and why buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Visit in person or online at StocktonHonda.com, where your favorite Honda is ready for you.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Innovation Refunds has been asking small business owners to see if they might be eligible for a payroll tax refund through the Employee Retention Credit, also known as the ERC. What is that? It's a tax refund for businesses that had kept employees on payroll for parts of 2020 and 2021. So if you're a small business owner who had 5 or more full-time W-2 employees, you can learn about your ERC eligibility by visiting innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to speak with a team member like Bill Goodman did. He's one of the owners of Ford & Goodman, an accounting firm in Richardson, Texas. He's a CPA, didn't think his business would qualify until he spoke with Innovation Refunds. So go to innovationrefunds.com to determine your eligibility. If you qualify, you could be on your way to receiving money for your business. There's no upfront charge. They don't get paid unless you get paid. Go to innovationrefunds.com or dial 1-843-REFUNDS. That's innovationrefunds.com or 1-843-REFUNDS. Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal service. They work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Kenny and Jerry from Bell Brothers, the No Surprise guys. If you're thinking about replacing your heating and cooling system, now is the perfect time to take action.
It's the end of summer, which means the AC season is winding down. We've still got a warehouse full of premium, high-efficiency AC systems, and we'd rather sell them at a discount than let them just sit there over the winter.
That's why we're offering this first ever end of summer discount of up to $3,500 off qualifying AC and heat pump systems.
No gimmicks, no games. Just a great price for buying now instead of later. If you got a quote elsewhere, we'd be happy to give you a second opinion.
Call Bell Brothers for details and get up to $3,500 off any qualifying AC and heat pump system. Our number is 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Guys, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making you this guarantee. We will improve the medical condition of your ED or low T, or we'll give you your money back. Book your free appointment today. Call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, as always, of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. What's happening, Chad, for Ram Power Days?
Right now, save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorns, or get 0% financing for 72 months. Plus, save up to $8,000 off MSRP. No matter what you do, you're going to save thousands, but you better hurry in because that 0% won't last long.
0% financing. That's amazing.
Even I was surprised when I saw that. Plus, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Limiteds too. No matter what you get, there's money to be saved at Hoblet.
This huge savings won't last long. Hurry into the Hoblet Ram Truck Center or see their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$8,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn after $8,000 dealer discounts on approved credit through Chrysler Capital.
Pro. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. No down payment required. Equals $1,389 per thousand borrowed. Or 12,000 total net savings after 6,500 factory rebates plus 5,500 dealer discounts. 10 in each net savings. 17,000 total net savings after 91.17 factory rebates and 78.83 dealer discounts. Sample VIN 665-579. Rebates may include $1,000 case construction cash. Must prove purchase of eligible case equipment to qualify. And 500 first responder cash for current members of eligible first responder associations.
Download the Sactown Sports app and listen to Whitey and Watkins on your smartphone.
49ers Rams right here on Sactown Sports on Sunday. Not to dampen the mood because 49er fans seem pretty optimistic, but we do have some unfortunate injury 49er news to share. Sammy Womack is he's not going to play this week. In fact, he's expected to be out 6 to 8 weeks with a knee injury. Kyle Shanahan reporting today. Looks like an MCL injury that occurred late in practice Wednesday, Chris Watkins.
That's not great. I mean, that's, it shouldn't impact. I'm not going to change my my prediction of the 49ers just killing the Rams, but it's not great. And I'm looking at the 49ers depth chart. I'll have to ask Amil about it when we have him on later, but it seems like the 49ers cornerback depth is just not really there. I mean, at least I'm looking at the ESPN depth chart, and it looks like, they're really only 4 deep at corner right now, which Various Ward, Isaiah Oliver, Diamador Lenore, and Ambry Thomas with Darrell Luter and now Sam Womack being out. I wonder if maybe they'll bring on some, some free agents or something like that. But I don't know if they can get that handled and situated by Sunday. But
6 to 8 weeks, obviously, that's
significant. So you're
concern that goes beyond this week.
Exactly. So you're going to have to replace that to some extent. But it's definitely a blow to the DB room, which was already, it's one of the 49ers weaker spots. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a weak spot in the team, but it's definitely not one of their strengths.
As Niners Wire has reported, the 49ers have 3 corners on the practice squad.
Oh, okay.
So perhaps one of them will be activated for Sunday. Unfortunate news.
Yeah.
A very versatile and valuable performer in the secondary.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on special teams as well. And, it's never good when you're going to lose somebody who actually, plays a significant, semi-significant role. Like, it's never going to be positive, but again, it shouldn't be the end all be all. And the 49ers should be deep enough, across the roster to be able to survive it. So.
Time to play What Will Watkins Eat?
Yes.
And I have
my girlfriend's least favorite game. Every time, man. I can never figure it out.
Why is that?
She just asked me what I want to eat, and I'm always like, well, what do you want to eat? And it's like, no, I asked you first. And then I'm like, I have no idea. Nothing is in my mind. So it's just usually a stalemate for about 15, 20 minutes until she's like, if you don't say something, we're not going to eat. And then I'm like, okay, I guess we can do HelloFresh. Okay. I guess we'll do the most obvious option.
Sometimes you don't even know a wet blanket is there and you walk smack into it.
I'm telling you, man, it's not even intentional. It's what I do.
Yeah. The HelloFresh, at least it's just 7 decisions to make on a Sunday, correct? And then as you go through the week, it just becomes less and less.
Yes, exactly. But the problem is you do the ones that you want most first. And so by the end of the week, it's like, do you want pan-fried chicken with carrots and couscous, or do you want artichokes? And it's like none of those is really inspiring.
We have for you 5 items that are available this year at NFL stadiums, including one that's available at Levi's.
Ooh.
I apologize to those with us on YouTube. I have pictures, but
I don't really. I have pictures. I'm all of a sudden really
of only
excited.
4 of them. I'm sorry, that's just the way it worked out. But here are your 5 items. Number 1. And here's a picture of it if you'd like to see.
That helps.
Chris.
Yeah, let me see this.
This is available in Philadelphia. It's the Slim Chicken 2.0, an apple fritter sandwich. Apple fritter sandwich with frosted flakes fried chicken. Cooper sharp cheese, honey glazed bacon, cherry jam, and ghost chili, which is is very
okay. Do you want me to get? I shouldn't comment on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Just don't.
You're welcome to.
I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to try and give any hints away.
Yeah. So number 1, the Slim Chicken apple fritter, frosted flakes fried chicken sandwich.
Hilarious that it's called Slim Chicken.
Item number 2.
Okay.
If you're hanging out at AT&T Stadium, Jerry Jones want to come see the real football
Jared
play. You might want to order the lineman burrito.
Okay. It better be
17-inch tortilla. 17-inch tortilla filled with famous Cowboys mac and cheese, in-house smoked brisket, jalapeno pepper jack sausage, pico de gallo, and homemade candy jalapenos.
Okay.
Can I add something to this? Because I think,
yes,
I after working with Chris, I kind of understand a little bit. Now, can he say like, can he get any subtractions off of anything? Like, are we going to get something like, are we going to get something like, yeah, I would eat it, but because of this, I'm going to be a no.
Because of the cherry jam or something.
Well,
I'm like, that's a no-go.
I think in the spirit of the game, we have to just assume that, and you have to have one of these. It's possible that you would say, with your girlfriend, I don't want any of them. Do you want it? I don't want it. But you have to take one of these, okay?
We're off to
at least one. You could have all of them if you
want.
want.
We're off to a good start, so let me tell you.
All right, and I don't have a picture of that one.
Oh, that's okay. I visualized it.
Yeah, number 3, and there's only 5 here.
Yeah.
Number 3, Cleveland, and this is kind of brunch inspired, funnel cake topped with chicken tenders, powdered sugar, and syrup drizzle.
Okay,
I
it's
actually
kind of
don't
like
know what that's called. I don't know if there's a name on it there, but that's what it is. Funnel cake. So it's like a chicken and waffles, but funnel cake.
That's what they're going for sure.
Chicken tenders, powdered sugar, and syrup drizzle.
Okay. Yeah, they're definitely going for a chicken and waffles vibe there.
Yeah, and I just want to say here before we get any further, really appreciate the fact that I can tell you are putting some serious thought into this.
I'm writing them down so that I know which one.
I mean, he is studying these items.
I am.
Number 4.
Looks great.
Hey, when we're at Levi's, you can order this. There's a picture of it right there.
Wow, for $80.
This is cream puffs topped with caramel drizzle and gold flakes.
Okay. Interesting.
Now I think there's a commercial for, is it Jackson Rancheria, where they show somebody like a chef and he's putting some gold flake on a dessert.
Yes, exactly. And it's pretty much just for show and to raise the price of it. It's
so there's
no function.
San Francisco cream puffs. And number 5, look at this sucker. Look at this picture here. That is a bone-in beef short rib sandwich. So it's a big sandwich that looks like it has a handle.
Yeah, it does.
Because the bone is in the beef that's in between the slices of bread. Bone-in beef short rib sandwich.
Wow.
Pepper jack cheese, crispy onion straws, spicy barbecue sauce.
Okay.
So those are the 5. We got the slim chicken. We got the lineman burrito, the Cleveland funnel cake with chicken tenders, the 49er cream puffs, and the Kansas City bone-in beef short rib sandwich. Don't tell us yet, but let us know when you've made your decision.
I've made my. There can only be one.
Yeah, there's got to be one at the top of the list. Okay, we'll take a quick break.
Okay,
and then we'll come back and see if we can guess your answer.
Okay.
Okay. Also, Also coming back with Brock Purdy, his explanation yesterday as to what separates the 49ers from every other team in the league. Coming right up here, Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
What if I told you there was a way to step into another gear for your brain and be much sharper, more focused, and improve your memory to a level that you could only dream about and notice these results in 30 minutes? Hard to believe? Neuroscientists are calling this new brain discovery the biggest advancement in brain science to date. It's called Limitless, the brain pill of the future. Take it, and within 30 minutes, you'll transport your mind to a new level of focus and clarity you would have never thought possible.
I took Limitless and it started working in minutes. All of a sudden, it felt like a dark cloud had been lifted up right before my eyes. I have a mental clarity I've never felt before.
Biz execs, athletes, teachers, and students are calling Limitless a secret weapon for the brain. You have nothing to lose, so call now and find out how to get a free bottle today.
To find out how to get your free bottle of Limitless, call 800-605-3946. That's 800-605-3946. Get your free bottle for a limited time. Call now. 800-605-3946. 800-605-3946.
It's time now for the Silver and Black Report, brought to you by ACR Solar and Home Services. Well, the road division win in Week 1 was beautiful. The follow-up for the Silver and Black, a trip to Buffalo. The Raiders haven't beaten Buffalo since 2016. It's a short week for the Bills. Josh Allen was rough in New York with 4 turnovers, and the Silver and Black will look for more. Max Crosby had 5 tackles, 2 QB hits, and a sack in Week 1. Buffalo gave up some yards to Breece Hall. The Raiders are looking to get Josh Jacobs unleashed this weekend. That's your Silver and Black Report, brought to you by ACR Solar and Home Services. Did you hear about ACR Solar's free home battery special? Well, for a limited time, get a free LG Chem 10H home battery with a minimum purchase of 12 solar panels. Now, you'll own the system outright with no leasing involved. The offer includes 10-year parts and labor warranty for your added security and peace of mind. Take advantage of a 30% tax credit on your solar panel purchase, as the offer is limited to the first 100 customers only. Visit acrsolar.com to get the offer. The number 916-481-7200.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports. Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlot with your Sactown Sports headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. This Sunday, the Niners will be back in action when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to Sunday's game with pregame at 12 and kickoff scheduled for 1:05 right here on Sactown Sports. Currently at the Fortinet Championship at the Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa, Sahith Theegala leads everyone at 12 under par. Eric Cole is in second at 10 under, and there's currently a 6-way tie for third at 8 under par. This Fortinet Championship scoreboard update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to Whitey and Watkins.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
Happy Friday. When we last spoke, Chris Watkins was trying to make his decision here. We presented him with the choice of ordering one of 5 items that are new in NFL stadiums this year at the concession stands, including one item that's available at Levi's in Santa Clara.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to that in just a moment.
Okay.
Chris Verlaw and I are going to try to guess what it is that you're going to order. Before we get to that, the 49ers get ready to take on the Rams this weekend.
Yes.
Brock Purdy had some very interesting things to say this week about what makes the 49ers special. He was talking about the play last week when Christian McCaffrey ran for 65 yards and you had Ray McLeod
Right.
and you had Ayuk blocking downfield. And he said, this is what Brock Purdy said, that's what we're talking about, like not having ego, being selfless, being able to make blocks like that, even though those are guys that catch balls, score touchdowns, all that kind of stuff. but being willing to block in the run game down the field, we all feed off of it. And so we got to maintain it and continue that. He says, I think you have to have all this, start them on a team and whatnot, and for everyone to just put the ego aside and be like, hey, we want to win. We want to win a Super Bowl, and we're going to do what it takes. And I think the 49ers have that, and that's what, quote-unquote, culture is.
Right.
However you get it, they have a really strong one right now
Yeah.
because everyone just wants to win.
Yeah, and it's kind of, you could argue that that's kind of what's going wrong with the Eagles right now, is there is a little bit of disease of success right now. They're suffering from too much success, as DJ Khaled would say. Like, I think that they might, the 49ers, to your point, like, they're singularly focused. Like, everything, every single move, every player in that locker room understands there's nothing short of Super Bowl as the expectation, and winning that Super Bowl is the expectation. And when you have every single player on your roster pulling on the same string, that's when you're really, really dangerous, because everyone's going to have their own selfish motives. 49ers, pretty much, except for Ayuk, everybody's locked up, and everybody understands that, there's no need to put ego in front of the team right now. And, it's early in the season. It's only week 2 coming up. We've only played one game for the Niners, so there's still time for this to break apart. But for the most part, at this point in the season, especially with all of the offseason and preseason noise that was going around, I think it's a great sign that they're able to really have a play like what that 65-yard touchdown was and what it represents.
Yeah, Brock Purdy says the leaders, the guys that have been here for a while, have set that standard.
Yeah.
It's not like just a certain guy, like we've all learned from the older guys that have come before us. So the culture, the organization here, that's the standard. I think, maybe ironic, but I think Jimmy Garoppolo had a lot to do with that culture.
Right.
Because he played through all the problems he had with the front office and the coach and injuries, and he played and he tried to win.
And he succeeded. And he succeeded for the most part. Obviously didn't get the grand award of it all, but like in the games that Jimmy played, yeah, he really showed that. I think exactly what the 49ers would
there was
want.
no pouting, or
None of
there
it.
was, he played, he gave it everything he had.
And he put all of that noise aside, and you would have never known that last season the 49ers pretty much just cast him to the side and said, practice by yourself, we don't want you. And then 5 or 6 weeks, or not even 3 weeks later, they say, hey bud, gosh, it's been a crazy couple weeks, hasn't it? Do you want to play for us? That'd be cool. And like, he did, and there was not really much he could have acknowledged how awkward it was and said, I'm a professional and I'm just putting my head down, and I love the guys in the locker room and I'm doing it for them. And, the organizational beef. No, it was all positive words from Jimmy. And even to the very end, I think even to his detriment, I mean, he was always very fond and kind of what he said about the 49ers.
I think that Andre Iguodala did that
with
the Warriors.
Yep.
When they had him coming off the bench, and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
And they won. Yeah. And I think if you're somebody else on that team at that time, before they'd won any championships, like that's Andre Iguodala.
Yeah. And it's great that you bring it to the Warriors, because you're kind of seeing possibly like a change in that with how Chris Paul's kind of addressing this situation. Like, that's not really the Warrior way. Is the Warrior way is to sacrifice. Yeah.
And I thought we saw last year with the Kings, the most obvious example, is Sabonis playing through that
hand injury.
Thumb, and just playing virtually every game. And
right.
Apparently Keegan had a similar issue as well.
Right. But he even said, like, how am I supposed to sit when Domas's injury is similar, but if not worse? Like, how am I, even though I'm a rookie, like, I don't want everyone looking at me as a reason why we can't. And De'Aaron, I think, said the same thing. He was dealing with things left and right and playing through it. I think culture's huge, and like the 49ers, what that locker room is working towards. Like, I don't know how many other teams in the NFL really have the drive and the realistic goal of doing what the 49ers hope to do.
When you have a team in whatever sport that has that culture, we tend to give the team, the coach, the GM, all the credit.
Yeah.
But really it comes down to the people that make that decision. And they deserve credit, the people that bring in other people, for choosing the right ones. But it's the players making that decision, like, yes, I will do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time. Like, it's the coaches.
There's no substitute for that.
No, the coaches can talk all they want. They can rah. Mike Brown talked about it. Like, Mike Brown got a lot of credit for the team's performance last year, but even Mike Brown acknowledges, like, the players have to buy in. Like I can give the most inspired speeches possible, but if the players don't buy in and if they don't truly play for each other, then that it's just never going to work out. And in the 49, it's even tougher to do with football. Like basketball, we're talking 12 guys. Football, 53 man, and then you got guys in the practice squad who have to believe that Sam Womack goes down. You need somebody on the practice squad who's going to be ready to come in and be pulling on the same line as everybody else. It's really tough.
Time to decide now. Time to figure out, I should say, what Chris is going to eat. Chris mentioned that it's a tough decision at home with his girlfriend. He says, because you and your girlfriend, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? Dwayne Baker on the chat. But when you decide she doesn't want it, then you ask again and get, I don't know.
Yes, that is exactly what happens every time, especially I won't say there's like this meme going around like man lunch or like stuff like that. And guys will, whatever. It's just bananas and yogurt and stuff. And girls will like make parfaits and nice stuff. And so I'm like, yeah, like, all right, fine. You're asking me what I really want. How about pizza and wings? How does that sound? Thursday night football. Let's have pizza and wings. Nah, I'm not really feeling. And I'm like, well, then what do you want? What do you want? Because then I can decide off of what you want. I can find something at anywhere. If you want to go to Falafel Corner, I don't know. I'll find something on the menu.
We really should have gotten your girlfriend on to see if she could guess.
I guarantee she would. She's really good at guessing what I want. So yeah, she would definitely nail it.
Here are the 5 items. These are 5 items that are available this year at NFL stadiums. Number 1, the Slim Chicken Sandwich, apple fritter sandwich with frosted flakes, fried chicken, Cooper sharp cheese, honey glazed bacon, cherry jam, and ghost chili. Item 2, to Cowboy games, the lineman burrito, 17-inch tortilla filled with famous Cowboys mac and cheese, smoked brisket, jalapeno pepper jack sausage, pico de gallo, and house-made candy jalapenos. Number 3, from Cleveland, funnel cake topped with chicken tenders, powdered sugar, syrup drizzle. Number 4, at Levi Stadium, maybe you've had it, cream puffs topped with caramel drizzle and gold flakes. And the final choice from Kansas City, bone-in beef short rib sandwich with pepper jack cheese, crispy onion straws, spicy barbecue sauce. You've made your decision, right?
Yes.
Christopher Laud,
there are 2 that really stick out.
What's your guess, Christopher Laud?
My guess is going to be the short rib sandwich. And you're saying there's 2 on the list. I'm going to say the second one is the lineman burrito.
Okay.
I am going to flip-flop those 2. I'm going to say lineman burrito is number 1, and the bone and beef short rib sandwich is number 2.
So you guys think you know me then? You guys both guessed the same exact items, just different order.
I believe I've heard you complain a lot about sweet and savory.
You listen. Okay. Whitey Gleason, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was close. And those were the 2. It was definitely up to those. Honestly, it was the fact that big bone is in the sandwich. Like if you just rip up the meat and make it into a short rib sandwich just without the massive bone in it.
Yeah.
It definitely would have been a higher contender, but that lineman burrito, besides the fact that it's massive, it's got everything that you would want in a burrito.
Yeah. How are you supposed to eat that bone-in beef sandwich?
I think
it's like a sandwich with a big handle.
The problem is it's like, I can't remember I don't fine dine clearly, but it's like something that it's on the plate, but then when you actually want to eat it, you have to get it off. Like it's just dressing. Like it's not.
I suppose that you could.
Dressing,
you slice it off and put it in there, I guess.
But no, I think the second you get that thing, you're pulling the bone out,
and
so it's just I don't know. It's just an unnecessary step. But even still, that sandwich sounds great. But that lineman burrito, I'm a sucker for a big burrito, especially you got mac and cheese in there, you got brisket in there. You got some jalapenos in there. Come on.
I really feel like it's an accomplishment to outguess Christopher Laud on what you want to do because he has permanent residence in your brain. He knows how you think.
Unconfirmed. I'm impressed. I didn't think that y'all knew my food taste like that, but
you've let us know quite clearly what your food tastes are.
Really?
And aren't.
Just kind of happened, I guess.
So blackout when we go to Levi's this year, cream puffs?
doesn't do it for me. No, not really at all. Not like a massive dessert person. And like, if it is, like, definitely not cream puffs with gold flakes. Like, I enjoy a donut, but that just, I don't know. Especially for the price. If we're talking at Levi's, like, those things are
probably set you back. But
that's probably gonna be 25. It does look like a mountain of cream puffs.
Which way you going, Chris Verlad?
Yeah, what would you do?
I think I would go with that. The first one, the chicken,
the apple fritter sandwich,
apple fritter chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
What about you, Whitey?
I would, I've become fairly recently, a big fan of the chicken and waffles. I think I'd go with that funnel cake topped with chicken tenders.
That's not bad either. Chris, they have actually a sandwich at the arena at Golden One Center that's kind of similar. It's 2 glazed donuts and I think a chicken sandwich in the middle.
See, now here's where I'm going to sound like Chris. I don't like. I love donuts. I don't like glazed donuts. So I think that's what would throw me off of there.
Do you want me to go in? I mean, like, it's.
I had one of those at the State Fair once. I think it was a Krispy Kreme cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And it was for the novelty. I was like, yeah, I ate it, but I
it's fine. It doesn't really like.
With chicken, it might be better because it's more of a chicken.
It's a heart attack. I think that's the biggest problem is you eat it and then you're like, I think my organs are expanding right now and it's going to explode.
See, who listens to you? Who knows you better than you know yourself?
That's a good point.
Your buddies.
Yeah. I appreciate. I mean, I'm shocked, and I am touched that you guys both. I mean, the fact that you both nailed the 2 options is like that's more than impressive for me. So I appreciate being heard.
Coming up next, sound the alarm. Week 2 upset alert is next with Watkins and Whitey on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
And then I was selling pretzels out of a cart in San Francisco
Really?
at the time.
Like the people who sell them at the arena or at the stadiums. Like, did you have like a holler,
like a pretzel barker?
Pretzel, something like that. I don't know.
How would that have gone again?
I don't want to do it
please,
in
it was
case
so good.
Chris. I'm sure Chris already cut it. Actually, he can. Pretzel. God, I hate him so much.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
Ooh, we're back, and so is football. Week 2. Boy, the season's flying by, isn't it, Chris? We're already into week 2.
No, it's not going fast enough for me. I know I said earlier, like, I don't like Thursday, but I need a couple weeks to pass by here so that we have a better grasp of what to really know about these teams. It still feels early to me. I feel like we still have a lot more questions than answers about most of the teams in the NFL right now.
By the way, I think it's Dwayne. Is it Dwayne Baker pointed out that Fridays won't work for the NFL, Chris, because you got the high schools. You got to give the high schools their night. Their night for football.
Do we have to?
Well, it's kind of
we're not in Texas, Like, no, I mean, people still obviously go to.
It's kind of the etiquette, and plus, their parents. Your kid's game is tonight. Like, he never
I don't
plays.
Care. Patrick Mahomes is on.
Right.
Okay,
it's better for the family unit if we can avoid.
Okay, well then, can we do Saturdays? Like, I know people try to at least here. I know college football isn't big in California, really in general, or in the Pacific, but I've never really understood the peace, like the armistice that it seems like there is between the NCAA and in the NFL.
Well,
between
a
us
lot of
now.
it is tradition, and college football is teaching us that they don't care about tradition, so maybe none
So
of us
why
should.
should the NFL? That's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, there's usually like 1 or 2 good college
They would
games.
do it if they could make more money off of it any night.
Do
If they-
Saturday night. Like, I'm not saying they have to like take over, do the
They do
Sunday
later in
thing
the
on
year when
Sunday.
college is done.
Exactly. The second they're done, but like just make a Saturday night game, get you ready for Sunday morning, and then it's just kind of a constant flow from there. Let college have their morning. That's when college kids are up anyway. They like to wake up and start the party. They don't need to do it for college kids. If anything, they don't need to be partying all day till night games.
The other thing is you want the players to get as much rest as possible because of safety. And
Oh
well-being.
yeah, the NFL. Yeah,
Players,
sure.
paramount.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Sure. Yeah,
as
that's
we
why
all know.
that's why there's Thursday night games, right? Because player safety, right?
This seems like a cash grab.
Sure does.
So Sunday, week 2, which actually started last night. I know. Are you on upset alert? I am taking credit for having predicted that the Raiders would beat the Broncos.
Okay.
On this show, Christopher Laud said, "Nah, I don't really have a record of that." I think it was on a Factor Fantasy when you weren't here. I'm still taking credit for it.
Okay.
So what do you can kick us off? Are there any, and maybe there are none.
There's a couple. There are like 2/3
Get the siren,
that
get the
really
horn
yeah,
ready.
Get it ready.
Get the Watkins alert.
Did you hear that? You know what that means?
Yes.
It means I smell an upset. And the one that's just glaring right back at me, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I think I understand why. The Atlanta Falcons are 1.5 point favorites over the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers, to me, the Bears are not great. That's not really that much of a stretch to say, but I really was impressed by how Jordan Love looked in week 1, just how composed he was. I don't necessarily think he was slinging the ball left and right, but I think the Packers offense looked good, and the Falcons, I just think they're going to be terrible. Like, I'm sorry.
Can I make a confession? When I was first looking at these games, I thought, Atlanta could win that game. And then I realized, oh, wait, they're
supposed to win that game. Yeah, I'm surprised. That's honestly more of the fact that, I can't believe that Atlanta's the favorite. Like, I feel like that should be a pick 'em at best. And the fact that it seems that Vegas seems to think that Atlanta's the better team in that, I don't see it. I think if anything, they're even. And if you're going to give the Falcons the advantage, then I'm going to say the Packers.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I don't think I'd feel great about that. I just feel like, hello.
Yeah. It could go either way, totally. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think either team is one of the best in the NFL. They both feel pretty middle of the road.
I would bet you that he doesn't have the guts to pick the Seahawks over the Lions. But let's see.
That's another one that I'm definitely looking at. I mean, it's prime for
Detroit.
It's prime for a bounce back game for Seattle. The elite quarterback that is Jared Goff. Stop it. They embarrassed themselves in week 1. Seattle did. The fact that they just no-showed at home against the Rams. They're more talented than that.
And what did Detroit do week 1?
They barely beat the Chiefs because Kadarius Toney dropped 2 balls and Travis Kelce didn't play and Chris Jones didn't play. So, and the Lions are supposed to have this crazy explosive offense. Only put up 21 points. I'm not that impressed by them yet. Yeah, it's a home opener. Whoop-de-doo for the Lions. I could see the Seahawks, who also have a great offense, and Detroit has a I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle has a nice little bounce back week and
I don't see
shows
it.
that they're real.
So you're not going there. You're just saying.
No, I will go there. I'll put it on record. Yeah. Why not?
Look, I'm your friend. You shouldn't do that.
You're my guy.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, stop it. I said the Vikings weren't going to lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was like, there's no way that's going to happen.
You
And
have to
sure
know how
enough, it
crazy
happened.
you sound right
Stop
now.
it. Stop it.
Didn't you think, and I know you don't like the Lions, but didn't you think that up front, both sides of the ball, they were pretty solid?
Yeah, I mean, their offensive line kind
Hutchinson
of
was
just speaks for
wreaking
itself.
havoc
Hutchinson
on
was
Patrick
a monster.
Mahomes.
He was a monster, and the Seattle offensive line is not great. And
Also, they've got more time to rest.
yeah, you're right. That's actually a good point.
So
They
we've
had
talked
10
you
days
out of it,
off.
right?
No,
Chris
you
Ballard,
haven't.
now your
You
friends have-
still haven't. No, I think the Seahawks are. Pete Carroll's a good coach.
We've done all we can do.
Dan Campbell, still not a fan of. I can definitely see the Seahawks going into Detroit. It's not like Detroit is some big home field advantage at Ford Field. Come on. I definitely think it's possible for Seattle to just have an explosive night on offense, and it wouldn't surprise me if they can take down the Lions, who still are just.
And I'm surprised at
smelling
you.
all their fumes. Ugh, it's
I think
gross.
your head's still swimming from seeing your team lose last night. It's affected your judgment.
You're wrong. You're wrong, because my third upset pick of the week, which this one is more of the where you want me to be with the Lions. This is more of an I can see it. I don't know if I want to full blown say it, but Chiefs at Jags in Jacksonville. Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites.
I'm with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs still don't
Judge
have
Verlaud won't
any
like
receivers. No, I'm sorry. Patrick Mahomes can only do so
He's a
much.
Mahomes honk.
Oh, you're loco, man.
I know Travis Kelce's back. I know Chris Jones is back. But man, I mean, they did lose to a Lions team, which isn't that good. So, just to expect them to beat Jacksonville, I think is a stretch to just expect them on the road to be 3.5-point favorites. Jacksonville didn't look great last week against the Colts. The Colts aren't supposed to put up 21 points in that game. And, I really believe in Trevor Lawrence, and Calvin Ridley looked incredible last week. I could definitely see, especially at home, I could see Jacksonville taking down KC.
I'm with you. Chris Jones will be
If
back.
Patrick Mahomes had some wide receivers that could just catch the ball, the thing that they're supposed to do, that's their job. They blow out the Lions.
I see what you're doing there.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
I was going to say, now I forgot. Oh, Chris Jones, pardon me.
Yeah.
Chris Jones is back, but is he anything close to Chris Jones yet?
Right. Like I don't believe in Chris Jones the same way I believe in Nick Bosa. I don't know if he's, in incredible shape. I think he held in. I can't remember if he was a holdout or a hold in, but I don't expect him to be in football shape in game one. I mean, they just kind of got this deal done a couple days ago. Don't know how many practices he's been able to squeeze in. Travis Kelce was on the field, I saw earlier today, made a funny entrance. The Chiefs will be somewhat at full strength, but I still don't know about those receivers.
Chris Jones was a hold out. He said he didn't want
Yeah.
to be a hold in because it would be a distraction towards the team.
Yeah. Can may I give you one?
No. Yeah.
I think that this team I'm picking against them, they're home.
Okay.
And I think there's something really, really wrong here, fundamentally wrong with the whole operation.
Uh-oh.
And you're going to think I'm crazy.
You're loco,
Maybe I
man.
am, but I'm staying on this train. I think the Commanders go into Denver, and I think the Broncos end up 0-2.
Oh my gosh, you're wishing the worst for Sean
Commanders
Payton.
are going to get to 2-0, and the Broncos are going to be 0-2.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that would really be the sign that Sean Payton should start to worry about this season. I mean, to the Commanders' credit, it was against Arizona, and they kind of barely squeaked it out. But hey, the Broncos, they weren't very impressive in week one themselves. I mean, they should have beaten the Raiders. They just should have. And they let a Jimmy G led team come back and really just kind of slap them around a little bit at the end of that game.
Can I get the Watkins alert for that? I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty
definitely.
bold.
That definitely deserves
Washington over the Denver Broncos.
I'm also just realizing that now that Broncos-Jets game just isn't going to have the same steam. Like, we were all excited
yeah,
for
that's
it
a
in the
good point.
preseason because of, him talking trash about Nathaniel Hackett. And, Aaron Rodgers was the number one Hackett defender. And obviously what happened with A.A.
Yeah.
Ron, like, it's just not going to hit the same.
Well, Denver might be looking for the first win of the year. When
They
that
might
game
be.
rolls
That's
around.
what made me think about it.
Brenden Nunes is going to join us. Is this true or is this just a
That's
rumor?
what I hear. That's what I hear.
He's a newest member of the SactownSports.com staff. We'll take a look at where Brendan thinks the Kings are going. We'll see if he has any bold Kings predictions.
Ooh.
Brenden Nunes joins us next. Whitey Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Sunny skies this afternoon and temperatures warming up. We're looking at daytime highs ranging mainly in the lower 90s with a forecast high of 93 in Sacramento. Delta breeze will pick up by this evening. Get the latest forecast podcasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Plumbing, electrical, heating and air, everything that makes your home your home. With Bonnie, you sure got that covered. And right now, get your air conditioner tuned up for just $79. Originally $129. Bonnie.com.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time. And really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet. It was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain. I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Love wings, but think they're not spicy enough? Twin Peaks is launching a new wing sauce just for you. Have your wings sauced and tossed in their hottest wing sauce yet. Can you handle the heat?
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
It's a new era in entertainment. Experience legendary performers like never before. All new and all incredible. This is the venue. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Day for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3-flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlott with your Sactown Sports Headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. The Niners will be back in action this weekend when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to Sunday's game with pregame at 12 and kickoff schedule for 105 right here on Sactown Sports. Currently at the Fortinet Championship at the Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa. Heath the Gala, he leads at 12 under par, Eric Cole at 10 under par, and S.H. Kim at 9 under par. This Fortinet Championship scoreboard update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Now let's get back to Whitey Watkins and our very own Brenden Nunes.
Yes, we welcome him to Sactown Sports officially. Brenden Nunes, you've heard him, you've read him, you've seen him. Welcome, Brenden. How are you? Welcome officially on behalf of your buddy. I know you know Chris very well.
I've never met this man.
Watkins and Whitey. Welcome to Sactown Sports officially. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, glad to have me, guys.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Glad to have me.
I know.
That was a great start.
Like,
great start.
Sick, dude.
We could have let it go.
Will not be a drop that we continue to play.
Every time he comes on now.
I thought it
Congratulations.
was funny. Yeah. I know you're excited. You know basketball, and I know you're a big Coast League fan, and you're looking forward to seeing the
Oh, absolutely.
the Cats and
That's what I'm really here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Cowboys tonight. You gotta check them out.
Yeah,
Sugarland.
maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You know? Yeah. I got to make sure that they got the full roster.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You know,
right, yeah.
certain guys that, I don't feel like deserve a shout out right now, but I'm looking forward to seeing, and I hear they're only going to be there
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Well, I
so.
think you're going to see. Seriously, I believe is it tomorrow the last fireworks show of the season. So
I believe
they
so.
have really good fireworks.
They
shows
do.
out there.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
I'm more of a drone show guy, but fireworks.
It's very California of you.
It's good for the environment. Like, is there something wrong with being environmentally conscious?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I didn't
Just
think so.
bougie.
Yeah.
So no big deal.
Brenden, we're thrilled to have you on staff and here with us today. Looking ahead to the Kings season, I know we're focused on football this weekend. Would you say, based on the Kings offseason moves, are you more excited about this upcoming season, just as excited or maybe less excited than you were when last season ended?
Definitely more excited because now you know that this is a good team. And I think with that comes expectations, and I'm a little hesitant. Like I worry that at some point in this season, the fan base might be a little disappointed or just frustrated because now there are these high expectations, and a little bit of a lull is probably going to get reacted to a lot differently than it would have previously. And those are bound to happen. This is still a team that is growing and learning things, still young. The 48 wins they won last year is still impressive. That's not typical for a 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that 3 seed is necessarily my expectation or exactly a reasonable expectation going into next year, but they can continue to grow on what they've already set in place. I'm excited to see what Keegan Murray continues to add. If De'Aaron Fox or Domantas Sabonis can add something to their game, they're still extremely young. And I'm a big Sasha Vezenkov guy.
You are. Yeah. And you point out
maybe a little too big. A little overboard.
We'll see. I mean, who knows?
It's like the way
I'm calling my
Davion
shot.
Mitchell.
Right. Or Jake Moody. Right. It's a little alarming. You mentioned the 48 wins thing, and that's not typical for a 3 seed. The other day, or we've been doing bold Kings predictions just about every day for who even knows how long it's been now. And the other day, maybe it's because De'Aaron Fox had that interview with Deuce and Mo. Maybe it's because the new 2K came out. I don't know, but something rushed over me to where it's like, I kind of feel like we're back to underestimating this team and almost reserving expectations to try and, I don't know. Like I've said a lot, like they might not win as many games as last year, but they could still be a better team in the long run for it. Do you feel like maybe there is a little bit of we're kind of tempering expectations, maybe too much?
Definitely, but I feel like it's like been a process, right? Like I feel like right after the season, it was like, okay, well, they're going to take off next year.
Right.
And then that kind of kept going for a while. And a lot of it surrounding Keegan. When Summer League happened, he drops that 40 ball. It's like, oh my gosh, what is Keegan going to be next year?
Right.
And expectations just start to go through the roof. And then some people are like, okay, maybe we should calm this down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're kind of starting to level out, but maybe it has gone a little bit too far to your point.
Right. Free agency too. It feels like people were expecting this big splash in
Definitely
free
were.
agency. And then when nothing quote unquote, nothing happened.
Just the EuroLeague MVP.
Yeah, just
no
EuroLeague
big deal. No big
MVP
deal.
and brought in Chris Duarte, but nothing happened.
Speaking of Mr. Vezenkov, Brenden Nunes with us here on Sactown Sports. Of course, I'm very concerned about his defense. Am I too concerned? Am I more concerned about Vezenkov's defense than I should be?
I don't think so. I think my argument is that like Trey Lyles is getting minutes and isn't exactly a great defender. Like I think this team is kind of leaning into their offensive strength. And I'm a big believer in like, don't try so hard to cover up your weaknesses that you therefore like weaken your strengths in the process, or you lose your strengths. And so I do think there's questions with this defense for sure. I think you don't want him switched on to people. That is a recipe for disaster. I think there's a couple people on the roster that you already could have said that for. But just be smart about how you sort of navigate and try to not get him switched. And being physical, playing hard, being a smart player, I think can get you far enough where you're not a total liability on that end, because I think he does so much offensively that he just kind of has to survive there. And it's a question if he can do that for sure. So I think the concern is valid.
My concern is just, as you said, and you alluded to it, this team already is so questionable, depending on who exactly is on the floor defensively, that I fear that, wow, it's a bad fit to bring in a guy who's another bad defender. That's one of the things that encouraged me so much about JaVale McGee. I don't know if he's still JaVale McGee, but finally they made a move that you can look at and say, wow, that should help them defensively. And I'm just thrilled that they had finally did something on that end.
Yeah, I think Duarte is the other one that stands out to me. Like if you look at their closing lineup, it's Fox, Murray, Barnes, Sabonis, and then one of Herter or Monk last year. And whichever shooting guard that was a defensive liability. The other team could be like, I want that guy, bring him here, and pretty much get to do whatever they want. No disrespect to those guys. That's just not where their strengths are. And I think that if you can have Duarte in that spot, that you don't really have that big weakness on the defensive end. So that's interesting to me to monitor how Duarte can sort of develop as the year goes.
Why do you think putting Jordan Ford on the two-way, or do you even think putting Jordan Ford on the two-way was the right move?
Yeah, he's been in the system for a year. I think he played close to 40 games last year with the G League, and he knows the system pretty well. He can shoot the ball extremely well. We've seen what he's done in Summer League. I think he just runs the offense effectively. This Summer League, he was really focused on being more physical and being a better defender, which is obviously something that's needed when you're, maybe 6 feet. When it comes to Jordan Ford, it's cool to see a local guy get a shot opportunity. Obviously Folsom High School. So I think it's smart. I think it's also really important. And, the move they did today to get the draft rights to James Kinjo.
Sure.
Yeah. I hope I'm saying that right. But I think it's important to have a point guard that can run your offense in the G League for a Keon Ellis, for a Jalen Slauson, to be put in the right spots.
Right.
So that way they can work on their game in a way that is going to translate when they do come into the NBA. And I think Jordan Ford being able to move back and forth while you still don't have a third string point guard locked in makes sense.
Brenden, as Chris mentioned, we've been doing Bold Kings predictions for weeks now. And so far, I think we're at like 98%.
Something like that.
Whatever it is.
We've gotten a lot right.
We have. We've done pretty well so far, and we'll see. But I'm wondering, do you have for us a Brenden Nunes Bold Kings prediction for this upcoming season?
I didn't have one prepped coming into this, but I feel like I have to do something Sasha related without going too specific. I think there's going to be a handful of games where Sasha is closing in the closing lineup.
Yeah.
And, in my mind, that might mean Harrison Barnes. Maybe it means you're running a bigger lineup where it's Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Sasha Vezenkov. But I think there's going to be some nights where he's just totally on fire offensively, and you can't really pull him out of there.
Interesting. Real quick, who do you think with the Kings cutting Neemias Queta, like to bring in JaVale, and they said they want him to kind of find an opportunity where he can actually thrive? Where do you feel like a lot of the Kings' developmental energy is going to be put this season? Because it felt like for the past couple of years, like Nemi was really the guy that there was a lot of work put into to try and get him ready for the pros, and it just didn't work out. Where do you think all that energy kind of goes, or is it dispersed?
Yeah, I think it's going to go to a little bit of everywhere. Like a lot of these guys are still really young. It's easy to forget that Kevin Herter and Malik Monk are still, I want to say, right around 25.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox is right in that range. Keegan Murray obviously is the big standout and probably the most obvious answer there. But Colby Jones, full contract, going to be on the main roster. It wouldn't be surprising if we saw him spend a little bit of time in Stockton as well. And then the two ways as well, like Keon Ellis, been around for a couple years now. Jalen Slauson just coming in from Furman. And I think Jordan Ford there as well. But I think it can go to a little bit of everybody. Like the team is still extremely young and growing together. And I'm excited to see, specific from Stockton's perspective, what Lindsey Harding is able to do down there.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot Lindsey's
Brenden,
coach now.
We appreciate you coming in. I hate to do this, but we need your help in addressing the big controversy. Yesterday, you and I and Frankie and Chris Verlade were in the what would that be? Our office?
Yeah.
And I know Chris
bullpen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you, Chris. Chris Verlade was recording and on our Nerf hoop, and I got the ball through to you, and you threw it to Frankie. And as we were counting down the buzzer, Frankie hits a 3, and a lot of people said, "Well, that can't be real. It must be fake." And I just want you to confirm that it was not doctored, that was Frankie, and that he actually did make the shot.
I did witness it. It was his first shot all day. He had not taken any prior to the camera coming on. That was his very first shot, and it hit bottom. I've never seen him shoot it again. He is 100% as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is he was standing up.
He was,
yeah. And when they turned the camera off, I made 5 in a row. It just, I don't know why Verla didn't keep it rolling.
Right.
That's his bad.
Yeah,
That's
there you go.
Yeah.
Even Gary Gerald liked that video.
That's incredible. We have to get him. I think you said it earlier. We have to get him to call it. We got to get him to get a call on that because truly one of the great moments in Sacramento.
Can I also add very quickly that I love hearing Chris mourn the loss of the Vikings all the time. And I keep trying to tell him, and I just want to put this out there, that he should really lean into the Niners. You know, he gets to cover them. It's a great time. You might get to witness a championship one time. You have no shot with the Vikings.
You can actually leave.
You know you don't.
Just saying. Leave now.
Just saying.
You can go.
Just saying.
This is
Brenden Nunes. Might as well embrace
only
it.
Appearance. You got a 49er Rams score for us?
Let's just go like 28-13.
Okay. Brenden Nunes.
Yes. First and last time on this program.
What you said about Chris and the 49ers, it's inevitable. He
doesn't
know it's already started happening.
It's not inevitable.
Yeah. And then he hasn't realized it yet. But
if it happens, it's because my bosses have forced me to do so. I just like that on the record
and
now.
Chris is also threatening to leave another team, so you can't leave 2 teams at the same time.
I literally did tell Chris right before we got on. I was like, I think I might have to change soccer teams here. So maybe it's in the air. Who knows?
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brendan.
Thanks for having me,
very
guys.
much. Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to have me, guys. There we go.
It worked for me. Coming up next, you just mentioned soccer. Is he the soccer dad of the year or is he the soccer dummy of the year? And what does this mean for the current state of pro sports? An unbelievable story next year. Whitey Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Who do they decide on for the Super Bowl?
What do you mean, halftime act?
Yeah. I know that Taylor Swift.
Yeah, turned him down, right?
At what point do people turn on Taylor Swift and be like, why don't you lower your prices? And I understand the whole Ticketmaster thing, but what about the merch? Like, legit, do you have to make $1 billion? Could you make 500 million? Could you?
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight. Overnight lows will drop to about 60. Tomorrow will be a mostly sunny and cooler day. Look for daytime highs to stay in the mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to the newest technology with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Napa's best weekend is just around the corner. Experience the Fortinet Championship in style September 14th through 17th when you purchase a Premium Pass. Their Premium Pass offers a true VIP experience with double-deck viewing, all-inclusive wine and food, and Friday and Saturday concert tickets. See the Brothers Osborne with special guest Judah and the Lion and Stone Temple Pilots with Live. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Go to FortinetChampionship.com today.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins
on Sactown Sports.
Woo! You got big plans this weekend, Chris Watkins?
We got a birthday celebration this weekend.
For your mom. Happy birthday to Chris's mom.
Sure. Yeah, for my mom. We've got Saturday. I'm dog sitting for my sister. She's going to a wedding.
Huge. What kind of dog and what's the dog's name?
Dog's name is Otis. It's like a mix of, I honestly don't even know what he is, but he's
Is he a
adorable.
handful? Otis sounds like a handful.
He's a handful. He's a big boy, so he's I don't know what kind of dog he is, but
It's
he's
like some boxer in
he's
there
a
maybe
cute
or
one
something.
for sure. Yeah, he's no problem. But so I'm dog sitting on Saturday, and then Sunday it's you know what time it is on Sunday.
Yes,
It's
sir.
just stay on the couch and
Yes, sir.
don't ask anyone to bother me.
Yeah.
And I don't have Vikings to watch on Sunday, so I'm free to go to whatever
is that good, or
screen
is
I
that
want.
like a day off, or is it kind of like
It's
an empty
kind of nice because I can go wherever I want on the screen, and I don't have to be stressed at all. It's all it's just all vibes. I don't have to except for the Niner game, which I do kind of have to lock into. But after that, it's Sunday fun day.
Yeah, I think I mentioned a couple days ago, my daughter Lonnie is taking me to
the
A's and the Padres tomorrow for it's a birthday present. My birthday was months ago, so that'll be fun. And
What
then, of
time's
course,
first pitch?
1:05.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then, of course, Sunday, like you say, Sunday
Right.
football all day long. Speaking of the A's, it came out today that owners are supposed to vote on relocation in November. And Chris Verlaud pointed out to us, maybe you've seen this, the great Casey Pratt,
Yes.
who I've known a long time, and he's been on the show. He posted a picture of what 9 acres looks like compared to how big the Oakland Coliseum is.
Yeah.
Because 9 acres is supposed to be the
Allegedly.
footprint for the site in Vegas, and it's not big enough.
No,
You can't-
he shows it like on the graph of like it's like a Google Earth picture of the current parking lot at the Coliseum, and it's literally like a corner of the Coliseum parking lot. It's not even like it almost looks like the spare parking for the Coliseum, and that's where they're planning to build a retractable roof stadium. Which again, I'm pretty sure I saw that. At this moment, the smallest retractable roof stadium currently fits on 12 acres.
I think that's Milwaukee.
And they're planning to do it on 9. So they're planning to do something that has quite literally
Can't do it.
never been done before. And they're going to do it at, again, not a math guy, but I think that's like 33% smaller area.
Details, schmetails.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. It's significantly smaller. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't really think it matters that it doesn't make sense because nothing has made sense about this relocation, and they're just plowing through it like everything is full steam ahead and A-okay, but everything seems to be not okay.
Speaking of nutty owners, this is a story that comes to us from Czech Third Division Soccer, but I think it says something about the state of sports globally here.
Okay.
There's a team, FK Usti.
Sure.
FK Usti nad Labem. That's the
Oh,
name
yeah,
of the
nailed it.
Okay, thank you. So they're signing a 22-year-old who's, to this point, his only soccer experience is playing FIFA.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Okay.
And the reason is because
Nothing wrong with that.
this young man, 22-year-old law student, Martin Podhasky, his dad paid the team.
Oh, wait, what?
500,000 Czech koruna, which is about $22,000. If they would let his son be on the team and guarantee him at least 10 minutes on the field this season.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And so the owner, Premisil Kuban, says this is Martin, and I apologize, dear listener, but here's a picture.
Okay.
Martin doesn't look like he's played a lot of soccer.
He doesn't look like he's played a lot of sports.
It looks like he's played a lot of FIFA.
It
looks like he's played. Oh, so now all of a sudden we know what video gamers look like. Oh, okay. Hold on. A couple weeks ago, I digress.
The owner says he didn't play football, only FIFA on the computer. On the other hand, I don't usually see 500,000 koruna rolling around on the ground. If someone gives it to me, I'll let anyone join.
This seems problematic. Yeah, this is kind of like the user-controlled football league, except not even like even that makes a little bit more sense than this. I mean, at least he's shameless about it. He's like, yeah, he paid me. I don't see anybody else paying me to have their sons on their team. So yeah, I mean, who am I to say no? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's Bush League. It's
one of the team officials says we will lead
incredible.
3-0. We will put him in the attack for 10 minutes. He will replace I think it's their captain, Mares. If his dad will give us $500,000 for 10 minutes, sorry, we don't have any sponsors. So it's like, we're going ahead with this. And it's a new team with new ownership, and they're trying to do a lot of crazy things to generate interest.
Seems a little too crazy.
Like when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, he's just going to be on the team, but he's not going to play. And then they're like, oh, he's got to average 10 minutes.
Is it average 10 minutes or just play 10 minutes?
Averaged. I thought it was average 10 minutes.
I mean, that's insane. Like, I mean, average.
I don't know. Because
according to what it doesn't say here on the ESPN story, average 10 minutes.
I think we're picking nits here. I don't really think it matters. I think it's all insane.
I want to say they said like, hey, our striker's going to play for 80 minutes and then we're going to bring him on.
It's hilarious to me that, they have a plan. It's like, we're just going to go up 3-0 and then we're going to put him in. And it's like, well, what if you're not up 3-0? What if it's 1-1? What if
the
it's
precise
2-1?
terms of the deal agreed by his father mean the youngster will be allowed to play 10 minutes as a substitute during a game.
A game.
Yeah. That's what this says.
Okay, so a game. Okay,
a single game. So this is a single game contract.
That's why I said, look, at some point we'll be up 3-0.
As they would call it in FIFA, it's a loan.
Maybe he's pretty good and we want to see him for a second game.
Let's not rule out that second game. This kid also, like, does it say his FIFA credentials, or is it just he played played FIFA? Like, can he at least
he plays a lot? I don't know how good he is.
Okay, but every parent thinks their kid plays a video game a lot. Like,
but if somebody with a lot of money, let's say Carmichael Dave, came to you and said, Chris, don't worry about the amount.
Yeah.
I will take care of it.
Oh, thank you.
I will guarantee that you can play 10 minutes for any team on the globe in any sport.
Okay.
You just tell me which team. And I, Carmichael Dave, will take care of it.
It wouldn't be football because any just sounds
professional
like you're
sport
going for an
doesn't
injury.
even have to be a team sport.
Oh, that's
tempting.
Probably golf. It would definitely be golf. Pay for my entry fee and let me
The game
golf in a
of
tournament.
Golf.
Exactly.
So I think the equivalent, you'd get to play like maybe one hole, but
let me play a round. That's it. Just like, there's 4 rounds in a week, I guess 2 to make the cut, but
basketball it would happen so fast you would have no idea what happened.
That's the problem.
I didn't even see.
It's the thing that this kid's gonna find out real quick is just like when you're out there, like things are happening. Like you gotta react to it.
He's gonna start training in
it doesn't matter.
January or something.
No, that
even
doesn't matter.
the like lowest rungs of European soccer,
right?
These are well-trained athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be, like this would be like if someone were like, oh, it's Sac Republic, it's not MLS. Like I
he
can
will
go
go
out
to
there
training
for 15
sessions.
minutes.
He will prepare. It is planned that he will start training in the fall.
Great.
In the spring, when we play 7 games in a row at home, he will really play. Baseball, you would get no thanks.
No, you don't stand a chance.
Football, come on.
You get hurt.
Rod says he'd be a punter.
Yeah,
I think I would ask to be like maybe professional cornhole or something.
Even then, you get embarrassed. Like you'd be shocked at how good those guys are, and it's like
that's the thing. I don't think people really understand when someone's professional, when like that's their living.
Yeah.
They are better than you at it. Even the lowest level is better than you.
Yes, to the point where they will embarrass you. Like it's not going to be fun. Like there's nothing fun about stepping. It's one thing. Oh yeah, okay, maybe you can step onto a practice. It's maybe 80% intensity, but if you're going to step on the field in an actual like game that's being played, everyone's giving their 100%. There's just you don't stay like you're not going to have any fun.
Yeah.
It's just going to be you being embarrassed.
I understand this is a promotion, but a barrier has fallen. A sacred barrier has fallen.
Yes, it has. You can't pay for play here. This is not how it goes.
49er insider Amil Fragoso joins us next. What is his job one for the 49ers this week against the Rams? We will find out next. Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. The 49ers head to L.A. to take on their longtime rival, the Rams.
Touchdown! Pre-game starts at noon with the kickoff at 1:05.
On Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Everything that you'd ever seen with Miranda Lambert on it, I have my finger on the pulse of what it is. Idlewind, I've seen every article of clothing. I've spent hours and hours sending inspirations. I've sent clothes that I love and fabrics, and I'm involved in every single garment that you see. It's important to me that it is an extension of my music, and it's an extension of who I am. I always want it to stay as honest as my music. Idlewind at Boot Barn.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with 0 down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit. Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlot with your Sactown Sports headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. The Niners will be back in action this weekend when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to Sunday's game with pregame at 12 and kickoff scheduled for 105 right here on Sactown Sports. Currently at the Fortinet Championship at the Silverwater Resort and Spa in Napa, Sahith Theegala leads the leaderboard at 12 under par. Eric Cole is right behind him at 10 under par, and also S.H. Kim is tied for second at 10 under par. This Fortinet Championship scoreboard update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, or it's all about choices and always about quality. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to Whitey and Watkins with our guest, Amil Fragoso.
49ers got some less than terrific injury news today with word that Sammy Womack, who got hurt in practice this week, will not be playing against the Rams. So what does that mean? Let's find out. Nice enough to join us, our SactownSports.com 49er insider, Amil Fragoso. Happy Friday, Amil. How are you today?
I'm doing good, guys. How you doing?
We're doing fine. We're a little concerned here about Sammy Womack. What is him being out Friday? Excuse me. What is him being out this week against Rams? What does that mean for the 49ers?
Well, it means they're going to be without one of their special teams gunners. And this is a guy that played a lot of special team snaps in week one, as come on as a nice, nickel back, has, been involved in that evolving nickel back position for the Niners. And he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks now with his MCL sprain, it looks like. I spotted him leaving the locker room yesterday with a heavy brace on his knee. So I suspected he would be out for this game. I didn't know the severity of the injury until Kyle Shanahan reported the news today. But it is a blow for them, but thankfully it's not one of their, starting 3 corners, so they should be able to get by without him.
Kyle has a all-time 9-4 record against Sean McVay. He's won, I believe the Niners in general have won 8 straight regular season games against the Rams. Do you feel like there is just a level of confidence that's raised for the 49ers when they play against the Rams?
Yeah, there absolutely is. I mean, they treat this week as kind of one of their Super Bowls, right? This is a team they know very, very well. They want to, establish the divisional, groundwork very, very early on. And it really comes with the Rams, right? Obviously, Seattle is one of their longtime foes, and Seattle was thought to be, their biggest foe this year in the NFC West. But the Rams winning week one, I think, changes that a little bit for them. And they look at this week as like they are not going to overlook them, despite, their major roster of people they've had on the defense.
Amil Fragoso with us, our Sactown Sports 49er insider. To that point, Amil, in what ways are the Rams similar to the 49ers, and in what way are they, in your view, most different?
Well, we were talking to Steve Wilkes yesterday actually about this, and they use a lot of what Steve calls window dressing with their wide receivers. They move their wideouts over across and on motion, Puka Nacuna, Tutu Atwell. They get them off on free releases. That way they're able to get them open downfield. And that's kind of similar with the Niners. They use a lot of pre-snap motion and a lot of, different things in their wideout. So it creates some interesting matchups. And we all know Sean McVay is part of that Kyle Shanahan coaching branch, a tree. Right. So it's all about, one-upping one of your former guys.
Do you think that LA even has the firepower to keep up with the Niners? I mean, their offense, the 49ers offense is just incredible. You point out the Rams receivers are Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua. The fact that the Niners have an elite defense, like, does it feel like the Rams are going to be able to even put up 30 points on the Niners? Is that even possible?
Well, I don't think 30 points is going to be the game plan for Sean McVay this week. Obviously, they did it last week against Seattle, but this is a totally different defense. This is the best defense in the NFL, and they proved it again week one against the Steelers. Now, in order for the Rams to win, their only real path to victory, in my opinion, is have a ball control kind of game, keep the ball out of the offense's hands, have long drives, 11, 10, 14 play drives would be really key for the Rams here at home to, establish dominance. It's similar to how the Niners did it week one in Pittsburgh. It's about, controlling the time of possession and keeping the superstars the Niners have on offense off the field.
Amil Fragoso with us here on Sactown Sports. Are you as confident, Amil, as Kyle Shanahan is that McKivitz is going to play better this week?
I don't know I'm as confident as, Kyle Shanahan is about Colton McKivitz. He really struggled against TJ Watt. Now, I will say it's different, going against TJ Watt compared to the Rams, rotational defensive ends they do have. But again, they have Aaron Donald, and that's going to be the real key on the defensive line is stopping him. So guys like Spencer Burford, Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, those guys who have, played pretty well. I know Burford struggled last week, but guys who have played pretty well early in their careers, it's going to be interesting to see if they can, finally contain number 99 for the Rams.
So, I mean, Amil, like, even though the Niners had a fantastic week one, I think it's pretty obvious across the league that everyone kind of ramps up to a certain extent. Like, it takes a couple weeks to be where you ultimately want to be in the season. And that even goes for the 49ers, who, again, had a fantastic week one. Like, what do you think the Niners need to, and it's only been 1 week, so it might be an unfair question, but what area do you think the 49ers really feel like isn't quite where they want it to be, but they're working towards getting it towards, week 5 when they're playing the Cowboys?
Yeah, it would be the offensive line, Chris. We were talking to, run game coordinator Chris Forster yesterday, and he was, just very candid. It wasn't good enough in Seattle, just wasn't good enough across the board. Not even only, on the right side of McKivitz, but also Trent Williams. He was very critical of Trent Williams yesterday. He thought he could play a lot better against the Steelers, and they're hoping that'll change against the Rams. And again, it's about tightening it up. They're a perpetual slow starting team in the NFL. So for them to, go 2-0 potentially to start the season is a huge boost for them. But again, they feel as though they can improve massively over last week, which is a big statement considering they blew the Steelers out on the road.
Amil Fragoso, by the way, coming to you via Timber Creek, proud to announce their brand new fully renovated practice facility that features 30 station grass tees, driving range, expanded putting green, completely redesigned short game area with brand new bunker. Visit timbercreekgc.com to book your tee times. Amil, with a short week now, you got the Giants coming up Thursday for the 49ers. Does that in any way impact this week's game plan in LA?
I don't think it does for the Niners. They always think, 1 week at a time. And I think they're going to really try and put an emphasis on owning these divisional games. It's all about how you can defeat your divisional opponents. They'll get to New York after Sunday, but maybe, instead of playing your guys in the fourth quarter, up 25, maybe you rest a couple starters there in the fourth quarter, Kyle, if you're up by a big score.
Again, another possibly unfair question, but, the 49ers looked incredible in week 1. Their schedule for the next couple weeks looks pretty light. I mentioned the Dallas matchup in week 5. When you look at the 49ers schedule right now, where do you have concerns about where their first loss might happen?
For me, the Niners have lost a lot of games in recent years they should have won. I think last year against the Atlanta Falcons, week 6, and obviously Nick Bosa got hurt in that game. But they're playing the AFC North this year, and that's my big thing. Obviously that week 1, they played the AFC North in Pittsburgh, huge win, great tone setter. But they got Cleveland coming up in a couple weeks here, and that's a game that I had them losing because, again, you never know with Cleveland, and they looked really, really good against the Bengals week 1. Again, early stuff, early overreactions. You don't know what's going to happen down the line. But if they don't play their style of game and they fall behind, especially on the road, Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers have shown signs of struggling when they're behind.
Amil Fragoso with us, Sactown Sports 49er Insider. The Rams, are they better than we thought they were, Amil, or was Seattle last week? Were they just terrible last week in the opener?
I think it was more the latter, Whitey. I think it was more Seattle, really not living up to expectations we had. And it was really surprising, considering Geno was comeback player of the year. I know he regressed at the end of last season, but he was still a guy who was consistently a game manager for them. And he looked, a shell of himself, more like New York Jet Geno. And that's the problem, is they need Geno Smith to really be the quarterback that they, sign that 3-year extension to get him. And they need guys like, Jack Smith and Jigba when he comes back, DK Metcalf to, keep his emotions in check. Simple things, kind of bite them in the ass. It's kind of, self-inflicted wounds, as we say.
How does, essentially SoFi being Levi's South, how does that impact this game? I mean, is it pretty much, are the Niners pretty much going to view this like a home game?
I mean, if you look at Vivid Seats and the projection for it, 66% Niner fans showing up there, and I kind of estimate more closer to 70 or 75% come kickoff because, like you said, Chris, it's Levi's South. It really feels that way. I feel sorry for all 2 Rams fans that are out there. I know there aren't a lot, but, all the Rams fans, it must just suck to, have a home game not feel like a home stadium, especially, when you're in the same state as the team you're going to play. Niner fans historically travel really well. We saw that last week against Pittsburgh. And now they're going to travel to LA with a lot of LA-based Niner fans as well. So expect some Levi's South on a big, big, big sea of red this weekend.
Amil, after last night, do you have either some words of encouragement for our favorite Vikings fan here, and or B, do you think there's anything encouraging for 49er fans in the way the Eagles, they had some issues last night on the sideline?
Well, Whitey, I'll get to your second part in this. I got to offer some words of encouragement to Chris because, Chris, you didn't reply to my tweet, so I'm a little mad at you about that, but that's all right.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I responded in the first quarter when they were up like down 10. And I was like, but the way you're tweeting, I can tell that they're losing. I could just tell right away. I could just tell right away that you were upset. It was going to be a dark day for you. Look, I feel bad. I feel like it's part of my fault too because we sat here on air last Friday and talked about how the Vikings are going to take the NFC North. And man, are we dead wrong? Their defense is literally a traffic cone right now.
How about encouragement for 49er fans because the Eagles, they're 2-0, but they haven't played great. You got A.J. Brown and Hurts going at each other on the sidelines. Anything there that Niner fans should feel positive about?
Maybe some sophomore slumps potentially. You never know with a unit like this. Look, there were so many expectations this year for the Philadelphia Eagles after coming up, just so short on winning a Super Bowl last year against Kansas City Chiefs. And it already feels like they're, I don't want to say imploding, but there seems to be some hostility on the sideline. And I think A.J. Brown needs to take a book out of the 49ers playbook and be a little more selfless. Less ego. You're up by 21 points here, and you're upset you got 4 targets. Really, dude? It's not about you got paid. It's not about that. It's about winning a Super Bowl for the Eagles and for Philadelphia. And for Philadelphia Eagle fans, you guys got to chill out. Okay, you got to chill out. You won the game. It's okay. Move on. It's not a big deal. So yeah, I see some signs of worriment, and they need to look at the 49ers, play style and playbook and their overall mantra, and kind of take a deep breath there.
See, Amil's he's a team guy.
Yes.
We got good culture here at Sactown
Yes,
Sports.
absolutely. Yeah,
Other than
very similar
Carmichael
to
Dave, I think we
49ers.
have very good culture.
Mhm,
I agree.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't see your tweet. I just try and put my phone down during the game because, especially when the Vikings are losing, people think it's funny to hit me up and
Well,
just say terrible thing gets hit.
You were saying darkness, my old friend, and I was getting concerned for you there, Chris.
It was the fumbles, man. It was just all of the fumbles. Before we get you out of here, I have to ask: can you give us a score prediction and let me know the MVP of the game as well?
Yeah, so I have it going 27-10 49ers. Again, I think the Rams look very good in week 1, but I think it's going to be, regression back to the mean for them, especially because their injury list is pretty long. You're looking at guys, Puka Nacuna, oblique injury. We don't know if he's going to play. Safety Russ Yeast has a knee injury. Don't know if he's going to play. Linebacker Ernest Jones, he's sick. He's questionable going into the weekend. Without Ernest Jones at linebacker, that's going to be a real problem for them. So I have the Niners, I don't want to say blowing them out, but controlling the game like they did in week 1 in Pittsburgh and maybe coasting, into the fourth quarter.
All right. Thank you, Amil. We appreciate that. Do you have a card of the week for us today?
I do actually, yes.
Really?
Whitey, hopefully you can see it this time.
Yes.
Yes, this is my De'Aaron Fox rookie cornerstone on-card auto to 49 quad patch triple color here.
Wow.
Yeah. One of my favorite cards that I own. Yes, it's
There
a
you
beautiful,
go.
beautiful card.
Wow, that thing is beautiful. There's a jersey in there.
Yeah, there's a it's called Cornerstone, so there's 4 different patches here, and this is tricolor right here and
it's
right here as
signed.
well.
Okay.
On card as well, player worn as well. So
Is that a rookie card? Because he's
yes,
got
it is.
hair still.
2017-18, as you can see, little rookie symbol right there. I bought this right before De'Aaron blew up last year. This has only gone up in value for me, boys.
Give us an idea, ballpark. What's it worth right now? What do you
It's
think?
probably worth like $300 right now, I'd say.
right,
300, 350 right now. I got it for about 120 last year. So.
Standing offer, $10 right now. $10. Huh?
Whitey, I might need to charge you 20.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you, Amil. Enjoy the game. We look forward to your coverage, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Amil Fragoso brought to you by Timber Creek. Visit timbercreekgolfclub.com to book your tee time. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven. 27-10. I'm going like 31-13.
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe see 27-10 if it's like 27-3 for the most part of that game, and then garbage time touchdown or something like that. I just think it's going to be. I could see the Niners putting up 30 plus and Rams barely getting to 10. So
Yeah, well, thank you, Emil, for showing us that De'Aaron Fox basketball
Put
card.
it in a vault.
Yeah, nice segue opportunity for us because coming up next, King's Icon, the all-time favorite guest on this show of ours, Jerry Reynolds joins us next right here, Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted, ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner.
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Jeep Adventure Days?
Right now, save up to $10,500 off MSRP when you lease the all-new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe. And you can even lease the all-new 2024 Sport S Wrangler 4xe for only $459 a month.
Sorry, Chad, I must have misheard you. Did you say 2024 Wrangler 4xe?
You heard that right. The brand new 2024s. And that's not it. If you've been looking at the Jeep Gladiator, you can save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Jeep Gladiators.
Wow, take advantage of these savings before they're gone at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. See their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$10,500 total net savings applies to lease only after $8,500 factory rebates and $2,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $7,500 federal tax credit, subject to change without notice. Lease term is 36 months with $49.95 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license on approved credit through Stellantis. 10,000 miles per year limit with 25 cents per mile charge for excess. $12,000 total net savings on select 2023 Gladiators after $62.52 rebates and $53.48 dealer discounts. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for current members of eligible First Responders Association. 5-day net savings. See dealer for details.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
Our favorite time of the week here, Whitey and Watkins. Hope you're having a great Friday, and we're all about football today. But there are some things going on in the NBA and the association this week. And our favorite part of Fridays is talking to our guest here. I have a hard time figuring out how to describe him other than just all-time Kings icon.
Yep.
And I think that pretty much says it all.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the one and only Jerry Reynolds. Hi, Jerry. How are you, sir?
Hello, gentlemen. I'm feeling good. You know, I really appreciate that nice introduction, icon. My wife, she's listening. She tried to vomit. You know, but I think she's going to be okay.
Well, Jerry, you should know Chris may not be himself today because he's a Vikings fan, and so he's hurting a little bit today. But I'm sure he'll be a gamer and get through this as best as he can.
I'll try.
Well, yeah, it's tough. But you got to remember, there's 17, 16 more games.
Yep.
The Vikings, I think they're a good team. And, who knows what's going to happen. Everybody, this, to me, I love the NFL, but it's about talent, number one, and health, number two.
Yeah.
And things can change week to week, as you guys know.
Yeah.
As long as Jerry believes in my Vikings, then that's all that I need. Why
He's a Chiefs fan.
Well, I mean, he's recently found success then.
Yeah, I am a Chiefs fan, but I appreciate. I think the Vikings are a good team. They're not Chiefs, of course.
No, I mean only one team can have the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. So
There you
it's
go.
okay. I'll deal with Kirk Cousins, and you enjoy that Patrick Mahomes guy. It's totally fine.
I will. I will be a Chiefs fan as long as he's upright.
Yeah, that's a good plan. So there's 3 weeks left or so, plus or minus, until training camp kicks off. What are our coaches kind of starting to ramp up the practice schedule? Like, well, what's happening at this point for Mike Brown and his coaching staff?
My guess is they're just trying to get the guys in early and get them, playing, getting them in a little bit of pre-shape, so to speak. Right. Get them together. The new guys, obviously Sasha, JaVale McGee and Jordan Ford. Guys like that, just get them in a little familiar with really a veteran, happy team, so it's really, I think probably a very easy, comfortable time for the coaches and team right now.
Jerry, I know that you and I, we've had many discussions, especially over the last year or so, about load management, and the league instituted a new policy that's going into effect this year. Did the NBA need to do something about quote unquote load management right now?
Yeah, they really did, I think. And I don't know if it's going to work, but I certainly appreciate and credit Adam Silver for trying to do something. We'll see how it goes. I wish, the players union would come out with something themselves, and the coaches, feel more obligated to try to get guys out there because, they are kind of obligated to play if they're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Jerry, so load management wasn't really around when you were coaching, and was that because the players themselves really wanted to play in games, or was it because the coaches were essentially telling them, like, I don't care if you're barely hurt, like, go out there?
Yeah, I think a little bit of all that. I think the guys then just really did feel an obligation to play when they could, and, didn't feel like they had to be 100%. It's one of those things now. It's like, well, players are told really from a pretty younger age now, that if you're not right, don't go out there. And that just wasn't the case back in the 80s and 90s. To be truthful, guys played hurt. Always remember Mike Woods playing on a bad knee for a half year. First year the team was in Sacramento so the team could make the playoffs. That type of thing, I don't know that would happen anymore. So, I'm for guys taking care of themselves. Don't get me wrong. I think probably a lot of players probably shouldn't have done some of the things they did to play. But then again, it's better than guys doing everything they can not to play.
Jerry, assuming that the league does here with this policy that has some teeth, some impact, and more of the veterans play more than they have the last couple of years, Could that perhaps help the Kings because they're in the same division as the Suns, the Lakers, and the Warriors, 3 teams that figure to be affected if their veterans have to play more than they've been playing?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, I don't have any really insight. It's kind of a new thing. I would think in the long run, if I were the Kings, I think their players, we know play.
Yeah,
and anytime they can. They've got some real terrific guys, talents that want to be out there. They've proven that, and some of the other teams that they're competing with, I'm not sure do. So it may hurt them. They'll have some of those star guys play a few more games, probably.
Yeah,
and that could make it tougher in the West, I think.
Jerry, we might have asked you this question before when this was more of a hot button topic, but it seems to have come back up. The Warriors and their backcourt, their starting backcourt, more importantly, it seems like Chris Paul is going to start in that backcourt, but there's a lot of questions on whether or not he would be better suited coming off the bench. Me and Whitey talked earlier about how Andre Iguodala really made a statement for the Warriors culture in the past when he decided to come off the bench when he probably could have still been a starter. Do you see Steph and CP being able to coexist pretty seamlessly?
I do. And I've kind of said this before. I really think, that it's a great pickup. Obviously, he's not quite the same player, but I think the Warriors are a little older team. I don't think they can play at the same pace they did before. Mm-hmm. And probably, having a guy like Chris Paul will get them into half-court sets much better. Right. And they'll need to do that. And so I'm not surprised that he's expected to start. I mean, I don't know why you'd get Chris Paul really otherwise. Right. But, I'm not happy about it because I think it'll actually make them better. I really do.
To me, Jared, where he really could make them better is they throw the ball all over the place. Even when they're winning championships, they do that. And he does not turn the ball over. And I think that alone is really going to help them.
Yeah, that was really the Warriors' biggest weakness was turnovers. Assist-to-turnover ratio was really at the bottom. And as you said, Chris Paul, he just doesn't turn it over. He's a 6 assists to 1 turnover kind of guy, and just at the best all time. So, I think he's probably got another good year. But I think probably for him and the Warriors, health is still maybe the biggest question of how good they are going to be.
Before we let you go, Coach, and we, as always, appreciate your time, we threw this around yesterday because Jimmer's coming to town for a 3-on-3 tournament. I don't know if you knew about that. But we broke up some Kings teams. We have 4 teams, 3-on-3. So on one team we had, if you had Mitch and Theus and Thorpe, that's one team. You had Boogie and Gay and Isaiah Thomas. You have Weber and Peja and J. Will. And then you had Monk, Sabonis, and Fox. And they have a tournament. What's the best 3-on-3 team of those 4 teams?
Well, the one I'd want to see was Weber, Peja, and J. Will. I'd pay some of my hard-earned Social Security money to see J. Will again, and I think with Webb, he'd still be the best player of the bunch.
Yeah, and Page is probably the best shooter of all those guys, right? That would make a huge difference.
Oh, I don't think there's much question about that.
All right. Jared, enjoy football this weekend. Good luck to your Chiefs. Hey, Jacksonville this weekend. Tough one for your Chiefs.
It's a statement game. If the Chiefs lose go 0-2, of course the season's over. We all know that, right?
Exactly.
Thanks, Jared. We appreciate it. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, guys.
You too. All-time Kings icon. The greatest. Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah, every time I walk through that Jerry Reynolds media entrance, I'm like, this guy just, I know. He's got his name up in the rafters.
He loves you.
It's incredible.
He told me one time, he said, "Chris seems like a nice guy."
Yes. Seems.
Don't watch the Vikings game with him.
Yeah, exactly. God.
All right. Bold Kings predictions of the day.
Let's do it.
I've got probably, boldest yet.
I love
boldest yet.
Today?
Yes.
After yesterday?
Yes.
I can't wait.
Can't wait. What's next? Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
When Joe Montana retired, he was, of course, regarded as what? The greatest of all time. Many in this area, of course, and bless you if you're one of them, still consider Joe Montana the greatest of all time. Whatever.
Is that what people from Boston sound like to you?
I mean, Forno's Forno.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia. I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight. Overnight lows will drop to about 60. Tomorrow will be a mostly sunny and cooler day. Look for daytime highs to stay in the mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for all your favorite models at low prices and payments, plus low finance rates and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
What if I told you there was a way to step into another gear for your brain and be much sharper, more focused, and improve your memory to a level that you could only dream about and notice these results in 30 minutes? Hard to believe? Neuroscientists are calling this new brain discovery the biggest advancement in brain science to date. It's called Limitless, the brain pill of the future. Take it, and within 30 minutes, you'll transport your mind to a new level of focus and clarity you would have never thought possible.
I took Limitless and it started working in minutes. All of a sudden, it felt like a dark cloud had been lifted up right before my eyes. I have a mental clarity I've never felt before.
Biz execs, athletes, teachers, and students are calling Limitless a secret weapon for the brain. You have nothing to lose, so call now and find out how to get a free bottle today.
To find out how to get your free bottle of Limitless, call 800-605-3946. That's 800-605-3946. Get your free bottle for a limited time. Call now. 800-605-3946. 800-605-3946.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle, so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain. As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
This is Dr. Pamela Maida, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
Children especially benefit from arch supports as a sturdy and supportive foundation for their developing feet. If your kids have pain, then I recommend Youth Arch Supports from the Good Feet store.
Youth Arch Supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain in the feet, knees, hip, or back. If your child is physically active with sports, clubs, or even on the playground, they may benefit from the comfort and support found in Good Feet Youth Arch Supports.
I firmly believe that investing in Youth Arch Supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make to support their feet.
See how Youth Arch Supports can help with a free arch support fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlod with your Sactown Sports headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. This weekend, the Niners will be back in action when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to Sunday's game with pregame at 12 and kickoff schedule for 105 right here on Sactown Sports. Currently at the Fortinet Championship at the Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa, Zahith Thegala leads everybody. He's 12 under par for the day. Eric Cole is 10 under at second, and tied with him is S.H. Kim, who is also at 10 under par. This Fortinet Championship scoreboard update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to Whitey and Watkins.
Question for you, Chris Watkins. Question for you, dear listener.
What's up?
Who's your favorite football player of all time? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. YouTube chat. Just curious. Just getting ready for the football weekend, watching some highlights and watching some college football here on our vast array of monitors.
The Sactown Sportsbook.
Yes. All-time favorite football player. Is Chris Verlod, is Mahomes your all-time favorite football player?
I think he's got
wow.
Yeah.
Is it just like the excitement level that he brings?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. It's one of those things of everyone's just like, oh, well, he can't do that. And then he does it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, he can do that, but he can't do this. And then he does it again. Okay, yeah, he's doing all this with Tyreek Hill, but once he leaves, he's not going to be able to do anything.
Right. He's doing it, but he can't win. Wins 2 Super Bowls by 25. Yeah, I mean, just incredible. I would say Randy Moss, just as my favorite to watch. And, you know, it was like the right age for me to watch it. And it seemed like he was a superhero. And it felt like literally every time he touched the ball, it was a 50-yard touchdown. So, yeah, I mean, Randy Moss is definitely number one for me. And, you know, Adrian Peterson was close, but he's not the greatest human. So I'm going to give it to Randy. Straight cash, homie.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who I would say. I've always, since I was a kid, I loved the guys who ran faster than everybody else and caught the long bomb. And you don't see that as much anymore. No, it'd probably be someone like Isaac Bruce.
Oh, wow.
A 49er, but, you know, just briefly.
Sure, yeah, briefly, very briefly. Yeah, I mean, those greatest show on turf teams were, like, incredible to watch. Like, even, you know, Marshall Faulk, I think, is one of my favorite running backs, at least, just because he was, like, you know, running and catching, like, just having that ability.
Jerry was great, but Jerry didn't do that. He
right.
could, but he would do, you know, kind of the 5-yard handoff and then zoom, take off.
Right, exactly.
But I always, since that's what I was
interesting.
most
Isaac
interested in as a kid, is just the guys that just run faster than anybody else.
So you were hoping for Darius Hayward Bay then. You were like, oh, yeah, this is Al knows what he's doing. You and Al Davis were just wavelength.
I also have to add Dion to that.
Yeah.
Because he was just so exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I think of all the guys that I missed watching the most, not that I ever rooted for him, but was probably Barry Sanders.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, his highlights are ridiculous.
Yeah. He's one of the guys, like, he's almost like the Mitch Richmond of the NFL, of just like everyone said how great he was, except he was just on an awful team for his entire career.
That's true. And they were okay some of those years, not very good.
I think he made the playoffs once in his career, but yeah, they were like,
but it almost looked like he was I don't know, on skates or something, that he had special shoes that no one else had, the way he used to run and elude people.
Very much Reggie Bush in college. Like, he was one of my favorites kind of for that exact reason, where it just felt like even behind the line of scrimmage, he's just juking people left and right. And it just felt like he would be the best tag player ever. And I feel like that's more fit for Barry Sanders, but it just felt like no one could touch Reggie Bush in college.
Yeah. Kenny Stabler was very cool too.
Yes. Vince Young as well in college as well. So Cam Newton in college as well.
YouTube chat, if you care to comment, I'd just be interested. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 on the text line. Who is your favorite football player of all time? I know it's going to be a lot of Joe Montana's, which is great.
Yep.
And wrong. Jerry Rice.
No, winners. Yeah, Jerry Rice.
Probably not a ton of Isaac Bruce. I know.
Probably not. A lot of people love Patrick Willis, though, especially here. Patrick Willis is got a high approval rating. Frank Gore as well, high approval rating. So Wouldn't be surprised to see a good handful of those. Be shocked if I saw any Jimmy Garoppolos.
I would too. But that brings us to our bold Kings predictions of the day. You want to go first? Or?
Yes, please, because you said yours is even more bold than yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know if you can handle it.
I don't know if I can either, but I'm going to try and match your bold level. I'm actually, what I wrote down is.
By the way, Ray Wersching just got a vote. Guess who that was? Thanks, JR. Voting for a 49er kicker.
Gotcha. Yeah, Jake Moody would definitely be near the top of your list right now for sure. I have Domantas Sabonis next season. Took a massive leap on the assist total this year or this past season. Went from 5 assists in Indiana or 5.2 assists last season with Indiana and Sacramento. Bumped all the way up to 7.3. Incredible. We saw Jokic almost average 10 assists per game last year. I wanted to say Sabonis is going to average 10 assists this year. Feels a little excessive. I'm going to knock it down just a notch. I'm going to say Domantas Sabonis is going to average 9 assists per game this year. Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
It does.
I think, honestly, he's going to take a step back on the scoring load. He, again, set a career just below a career high last year, 19 points per game. I kind of also feel like the playoff series might play a little bit into this. I think he might be just not yips, but just a little less hesitant to be aggressive after just last off season. I think it might have gotten to him. So I think he's going to take less shot attempts. I think he's going to be a little bit more passive this season. And with all the weapons the Kings have on offense, I think the assist total goes up.
Forgive me if you just said this because I looked away to check some of these favorite players. Did you see he was 7.3? Is that what he was?
7.3 last year. So I kind of want to put 8.5 as the number. It feels a little safer, but this isn't the safe Kings prediction. It's the bold Kings prediction. So I'll put him up at 9.
I was laughing because Ryan in Sactown says, favorite players. He says, he hate me.
He hate me.
Fighter 10 says, I don't hate you.
Okay. Understood why you wouldn't be nice.
Okay, so how would that work in the comment of the day?
Oh.
Is that they work together? Do they work together?
Yeah. It's a joint task, right?
Co-leaders right there, yes.
Yeah.
Co-leaders. Yeah. Lavertius Coles, Rocket Ismail.
Lavertius Coles.
Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders, and Dion.
Sure.
Yeah.
JR.
So I love that. He hate me. I don't hate you.
I don't hate you at all. What? Where did that come from?
Huh. That's very nice. It's nice.
Yeah, we have the nicest comment section.
Camaraderie on the YouTube chat. Bold Kings prediction of the day. Are you ready?
I don't think so.
Kings and the Warriors.
Yeah. We know.
They will have a playoff rematch, and it will be in the NBA Western Conference Finals. Can you imagine what this place will be like then?
And you're predicting this for next year?
Well, this
upcoming season?
Warriors and Kings.
That is multi-layered.
Will play in the playoffs, a playoff rematch, and it'll be for a trip to the NBA Finals.
I don't even know what to do with that. There's so many layers to that. You skipped so many steps along the way. You didn't say there's not. Excuse me. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's not even like a Whitey Gleason Kings will win a postseason series this year.
I think there was.
Is there?
I think there was.
You said the Kings will be a better team and advance to the second round of the playoffs, but have less wins in the regular season.
Yeah, I did say that. So I didn't say they would lose in the second round.
Right.
I said
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
But it kind of sounds like you're going to say that they're going to lose in the Western Conference Final, unless there's a future prediction coming here.
I'm not saying how that's going. I'm not saying one way or the other.
Okay, so we've got the Kings.
It's not clear right now. I can't see everything in the future.
You have to wait a little bit for that future to unlock a little. That makes sense. Yeah.
You gave us play the conference finals. Well, what's going to happen? I don't know yet.
I don't know. These things they pop up, and then you can't force these things. So when that prediction comes, I guess we'll have to wait. But just to clarify here, the Kings are meeting the Atlanta Hawks in the in-season tournament.
Oh yeah,
they're winning that.
Yes,
they're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna be worse record, but they're still gonna win the first round, advance to the second round. That now, I mean, you haven't officially predicted, but essentially saying they're gonna advance
those two
past
things,
the second round.
Right.
go to the Western
That
Finals
has to be true
and
for this
play
teacher.
the Golden State Warriors again.
Can you imagine? Just put your disbelief aside.
Sure. Yes.
Skepticism,
I
whatever.
didn't say there was disbelief at all. I was just clarifying.
Natural. Can you imagine what it would be like around here?
No, I literally can't. Like, I mean, we saw a first round playoff series in which I think for the most part, a lot of people in their heart of hearts believed that the Kings were going to lose. We saw how that looked.
I know.
Now you're telling us there's actual wind in our sails and it's a chance for redemption against
I feel
a team
like
we
we've
felt.
seen
Oh,
kind
my
of this.
goodness.
It's kind of like the Kings and the
Lakers a
from
little
before.
bit. Right.
Yeah.
Almost exactly, right? Because they met in the early rounds of the playoffs, except the Lakers kind of just did away with the Kings and were like, oh, that's a cute team. We won't have to worry about them in the future. And then a couple years later, Kings meet them in the
Deja
grand
vu
stage.
all over again.
I'm for it. I'm so for it. The anxiety of that series is going to be through the roof.
Oh yeah, you're gonna want to rest up for that.
Gosh,
it's gonna be taxing.
Would we still have to do radio during that? Because I don't think I could
be
handle
the best
it.
time to do radio.
I don't think I could handle
People
it.
will be hanging on your every word.
Single word. Oh my gosh, I hope it. I very much hope it happens. I can't even conceptualize any of that stuff. So
right.
I mean, thank you for unlocking this.
Yeah,
this
you've
in
got
my
time
brain.
to prepare for it. I'd advise
we
you
got
do
a little
so.
bit of time. Yeah, because I'm gonna. Man.
You
Oh,
also,
wow.
you also need to prepare for this. The Factor Fantasy Showdown's coming up. The team that needs a win this weekend, the most revealed in the Factor Fantasy Showdown next. Whitey Watkins, Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have, some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with the weekly economic update. Inflation numbers are in, and there was a slight increase due to a rise in energy costs. These numbers, while higher, may be temporary, so this may allow the Federal Reserve deposits rate hikes this month. Usually good news for stock-based investments. A potential pause in interest rate hikes was met with a yawn by investors as trading volume was much less than the past few sessions. Is the S&P 500 inflated as well? Current price-earnings ratio of the index is 18.7 after a drop from 20. Historical price-earnings averages over the past 2 decades are 16.8 and 15.76 respectively. The price-earnings ratio is determined by dividing the current stock price by earnings per share. This is one way to help determine if a stock or an index is priced reasonably. With stagflation, stagnating economic growth, and increasing prices in Europe, and a deflationary environment in China, will investors shrug off apparent inflated prices and continue to bet on domestic stocks for growth opportunities? How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
Heading for a showdown. Yes, Chris Watkins and I going head-to-head on today's hottest topics. It is the Factor Fantasy Showdown. It's been quite a week in the Factor Fantasy Showdown.
Yeah, I mean, you had the crown for a while. I think I grabbed it the other day, and then you took it back yesterday?
I did take it back yesterday.
Mm.
Good luck getting it today.
Memory. I don't know. The weekend crown kind of carries a little bit more weight because you get it for 3 days, and then, who knows?
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
That's what I hear.
Superiority.
That's what I
All
hear.
rise. Our judge for today now entering the chambers, the Honorable Judge for Laud.
You may be seated, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Whitey, since you won yesterday, we're going to start with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's an honor.
And we will do that when my computer decides to unfreeze and we can get to the questions here.
Yeah. It's interesting with no bailiff. I just want to say, watch out for this guy. If he loses, he might come after me. Okay.
So Whitey, you previewed it earlier. The NFL team most in need of a Week 2 win in Buffalo. The NFL team most in need of a Week 2 win is Buffalo. Fact or fantasy?
That's fantasy, Your Honor. Certainly Buffalo's in dire need of a win, but the team that is most in need of a Week 2 win, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals have Super Bowl aspirations. They opened the season with a divisional loss to the Browns, and they played terribly. It was the first game in Joe Burrow's career in which he did not throw for 100 yards, as you probably know, Your Honor. So this week, the 0-1 Bengals have the Ravens. So they need a win because this would be another divisional loss in addition to the fact that you don't want to get off to an 0-2 start when you're trying to win a Super Bowl. Double whammy there. You'd be 0-2, and you would have lost 2 games in the division. The Bengals cannot afford that, so they are the team most in need of a win.
Yeah, the team in most need of a win in Week 2 is Buffalo. That's a fact.
That's the fact, yeah.
I mean, after what happened on Monday night with them losing to the Jets, I mean, that just shouldn't have happened. You can't have Aaron Rodgers. That game was built for Aaron Rodgers. He goes down in the first 4 plays. It was handed to the Bills, and Josh Allen just handed it right on back to the Jets through 3 interceptions. If you lose to the Raiders, who have no expectations this year, I mean, good on them for beating the Broncos in Week 1, but you can't lose to the Raiders after losing to the Jets last week, and I would assume that means Josh Allen has another bad week. It's really tough to make the playoffs if you start 0-2. There's just a huge probability that you won't be making it, and you definitely don't want to start off the season losing to 2 teams that you should absolutely destroy.
You make great points. Whitey, I'm going to give the point to you. The division losses, I think, hurts Cincinnati a little bit more than Buffalo. That's something that I think that they can make up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is where you can change my mind, Chris.
Uh-oh.
There are real causes for concern in Philly despite the Eagles' 2-0 start. Fact or fantasy?
Yeah, this is a fact as well.
That's the fact. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, good job. You're 2-0. You beat two average teams, but there's absolutely cause for concern. In terms of holding the lead, this is now back-to-back weeks that the Eagles have had massive leads and just squandered it completely and made the game way closer than it needed to be. Week 1 against the Patriots, they were up 16-0 in the first quarter. That game ended 25-20. Yesterday, last night, against the Minnesota Vikings, up 27-7. Only ended up winning by 6. It's just concerning that you can't hold these leads, and the fact that these average teams are coming back. What happens if you play San Francisco? What happens if you play division rival Dallas? God forbid you play the Chiefs again in the Super Bowl. It's a little bit cause for concern in Philadelphia for sure.
There are real causes for concern in Philly despite the Eagles' 2-0 start. That's a fantasy. I'm no fan of the Eagles. I would love to see the 49ers have a much better year than them and, of course, dump them when they play them. But let's be honest. They have held the leads that they've had the last 2 games because they've won the games. So we can't criticize them for not holding leads when they're 2-0. Hasn't been pretty, but they're off to a 2-0 start after going to the Super Bowl. There was a little bit of a sideline dust-up yesterday, but the fact that after A.J. Brown said, hey, throw me the ball, Jalen Hurts started throwing him the ball tells me that Jalen Hurts was okay with it. Things haven't been perfect for the Eagles, but bottom line is they're 2-0. They're off to a great start. I don't think there are real causes for concern, although, frankly, I wish there were.
I think there is, Whitey. That's why I'm giving the points to Chris. So I'm not sure about this Eagles team. They're just letting these teams get back in the game, just like Chris said. So you get the point, Chris.
No,
We're all tied up.
Plus your computer's been on the blink, so maybe that was something.
Yeah, maybe so. So it looks like we're going to have this final question, and it's rare that we're tied at 1 point apiece.
Never.
Do you need us to text you the questions, or are you okay?
No. I got it.
All right.
I got it.
He's just been making them up.
Of course, I've got this one memorized.
Okay.
So Whitey, to you, available at Vikings games this year, the Elvis sandwich, banana, bacon, and peanut butter on grilled sourdough is a tasty touchdown. Fact or fantasy?
That's a fantasy. Also fantasy. The reason it's not a touchdown is because in football, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, you guys know the game very well. When you go backwards, you're back. Oh, safety. So that's what this is. This sandwich is a safety because, believe me, you eat one of these, you're going to be backed up for a while.
Wow. I don't know. This Elvis sandwich sounds to me like a tasty touchdown. You know what? I'm going to say it's a fantasy, but hold on. It's really close to being a tasty touchdown. You asked earlier if I could take things out of the order. They're so close. A peanut butter and banana sandwich on sourdough sounds great. Just hold the bacon. That's all it's missing. It's really, really close. It's just a simple request. Maybe you can just take it out yourself, but a banana peanut butter sandwich in a football game? That sounds delightful. Or Nutella. I'll take either one.
So you want to take out the bacon and replace it with Nutella?
Yeah, sure. Or peanut butter for Nutella. I just think as long as you hold the bacon, the banana and the peanut butter sounds great.
That's not what it is.
Well,
you can order it. You just take it out.
Chris, you get the point. Unfortunately for you, it's a negative point, taking it to 0. Whitey, you get the point. You win 2-0 today in fact or fantasy. That sounds delicious. I don't know what you're talking about, Chris.
I
Hold the bacon in America? I don't think that's ever been said.
I didn't even hear what you said. I took my headphones off. I was so upset.
Huh. All right.
Y'all never had a banana peanut butter anything? Like a smoothie?
Yeah, maybe, but that's not what we're talking about.
It is. It's great. You just got to...
But you want to take the bacon out.
Yeah, you just lift up the top bun and take out the bacon, and you can eat it on the side even.
I'm with Chris. You can't take the bacon out of anything, or it doesn't exist anymore.
You can eat the bacon on the side. It's still there. It's just...
Thank you,
I don't know why they put it inside of the sandwich.
I thought you had me there. I really thought you had me.
I did too, especially
I thought
when
he
I was
did too.
told that I had points.
kind of fumbled right before you got to the end zone.
Okay, I'm done with this program.
What?
This
Yeah,
is
I
it.
went
This
there.
is it for me. I'm early weekend.
Coming up next, can the 49ers make it 5 straight years of doing this to the Rams? It's next, Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports. Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Ready for a sizzling football season? Take your game day parties to the next level with Napoleon Prestige Grills from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. Fire up the grill and score big with mouthwatering burgers, juicy steaks, and finger-licking wings. Napoleon Prestige Grills bring the heat and come complete with a lifetime warranty. Get your ultimate game day companion today. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and elevate your tailgate experience with Napoleon Prestige Grills. Green Acres Nursery and Supply, your one-stop shop for grilling greatness this football season. Visit idategreenacres.com for the store near you. Game on!
Gold Country Casino Resort Norville is proud to present one of the most powerful voices in country music.
Come on now, we're running out of moonlight.
Randy Houser, live in concert on Saturday, September 23rd.
Let me show you how. Country.
Purchase your tickets now to see all of Randy Houser's greatest hits. Only at
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. Without this, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a censor button. My password to my bank account is Ty's cool password 1. Uh-oh. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, as always, of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. What's happening, Chad, for Ram Power Days?
Right now, save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorns, or get 0% financing for 72 months. Plus, save up to $8,000 off MSRP. No matter what you do, you're going to save thousands, but you better hurry in because that 0% won't last long.
0% financing? That's amazing.
Even I was surprised when I saw that. Plus, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Limiteds too. No matter what you get, there's money to be saved at Hoblet.
Those huge savings won't last long. Hurry into the Hoblet Ram Truck Center or see their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$8,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn after 8,000 dealer discounts on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. No down payment required. Equals $1,389 per thousand borrowed. Or 12,000 total net savings after 6,500 factory rebates plus 5,500 dealer discounts. 10 in each net savings. 17,000 total net savings after 9117 factory rebates and 7883 dealer discounts. Sample VIN 665579. Rebates may include $1,000 case construction cash. Must prove purchase of eligible case equipment to qualify. And 500 first responder cash for current members of eligible first responder associations.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I have terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other. backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlotte with your Sactown Sports headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. Niners are going to be back in action this weekend when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to Sunday's game with pregame at 12 and kickoff schedule for 105 right here on Sactown Sports. And currently at the Fortinet Championship at the Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa, the Gaila, he leads everybody at 12 under par, and 2 are tied for second. Eric Cole at 10 under par, and the S.H. Kim also at 10 under par. The Fortinet Championship scoreboard update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to Whitey and Watkins.
49ers have quite a streak going against the Rams, not just the winning streak thrown out the NFC Championship game. We'll get to that streak, what they need to do to keep it going in just a moment. Also want to mention here that Aaron Rodgers was on with McAfee today, and he was talking about his rehab plan. And bless Aaron Rodgers, and I hope he's back soon. But the way he's talking about his rehab plan, it's making me a little nervous. Did you see what he said?
I heard a lot of, don't doubt me, I'll be back, essentially. But,
which is great.
Yeah, to be expected. But no, I did. What concerned you about what he said?
Maybe this is just me, and maybe I should be more open-minded, and maybe I should say, that's great, he's optimistic. Quote, there's a lot of different ideas about the overall length of the rehab. I think what I'd like to say is just because nobody's ever done it in a certain way doesn't mean it's not possible.
Oh, gosh.
I definitely have some odds stacked against me based on age, but I like it. Stack all the odds up against me and see what happens. My entire focus and dedication is about acquiring the most information and adding to what I've already put together as a pretty damn good rehab plan that's going to, I think, shock some people, end quote. Is that just me, or does that sound a little...
It sounds like he's going to try and make a return this year. That's what it sounds like to me. B, Aaron, did you not learn your lesson from the first time? Just don't do your own research, man. Just fall in line.
That's what worries me. I don't know that he's a big believer in
modern medicine,
medical science.
Yes. He's a man who believes in the holistics. I joked about it earlier, but I really don't think he's going to follow doctor's advice. Like, I really think he's going to say, I think I know my body pretty well, and I'm going to determine how my rehab goes, and I'll take your suggestions, but at the end of the day, this is going to be my call and my rehab. So it is alarming to hear those statements for sure, because especially with something as serious as the Achilles, you would just hope that just follow what modern medicine says.
Yeah. Now, he did have the surgery, so
yes, that's step one.
That's
right.
The main thing. So it's
I don't know if he took anesthesia or anything, or I don't know. I feel like he, again, modern medicine. I'm not sure if that's Aaron's jam.
By the way, I have a pet peeve about, in rare, except for rare instances, like if someone has a baby, and there's a picture in the hospital of the baby, that's great. But people like they're going to have surgery, or they had surgery, and there's pictures in the hospital. Like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I
you know what I mean?
Yes, I just don't need to see it. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I would say maybe only if it like the Hamlin situation where it was like, man, is he okay? And then he gives a thumbs up at the hospital. I'm like, okay.
And maybe that's the idea of a lot of these, Chris. You're right. But
I don't
for the
know,
most
though.
part, it's like,
Because it's like, Aaron Rodgers has surgery. He's got the bonnet on and everything. And he's like, going into and it's like, okay, like it's not, sure. I guess every time you go under the knife, you could die, whatever. I guess there's that, but it's just, it seems a little dramatic to me. I don't,
wet blanket this guy is.
I don't really see the need in seeing you at the hospital.
Then of course, some people will put like pictures
of the surgery.
Really don't.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, this is what my knee looks like now, just like stitches and
that is
purple
way out of
bruising.
bounds.
Agreed. That's very much out of bounds. I don't need to see your injury again. I saw it the first time. I'm very squeamish with that stuff anyway.
So the good news is he had the surgery. Part of me was wondering if he would think, I don't need surgery. I'll
tough it out myself.
That's all right.
Drink
So
some juices.
He had the surgical repair, and if he can find anything else that will help him recover faster than most people do, good for you.
Yep.
Bless you, and hope you can share that with the rest of us so we can all benefit.
Yeah, hopefully they don't drug test people when they're not playing football, because I think Aaron's going to be going for all of the medicine that his, I don't know, what it's his spiritual doctor tells him to do.
I do think he'll be back. We talked about this with Henry.
I think he's going to want to come back, but I have a really tough time seeing him come back. He is like the odds. The odds are stacked against him. Like even if he does come back, like what percentage of Aaron Rodgers is he going to be? I can't see him being the guy that we were expecting to see this season. He didn't want you to look at the numbers, but he was already kind of declining in his career, and you could attribute that to being sour on the Green Bay situation, but there was already some signs of regression, and for him to go through this major injury, like I just don't know how many people we would realistically expect to come back from this. I think we're more rooting for the story than actually, thinking about how it's going to turn out.
Achilles used to be, in some cases, almost career
ending. Absolutely.
And they're not like that anymore.
Yeah.
They're all different. We always assume that every injury, this guy's broken this and that they're the same, and they're not necessarily.
It looked as bad as it could, though.
Yeah, I think it was a total, complete.
Yeah, and some say that that's better because when you repair it, it's like it's just destroyed, and so you're putting it 100% back together. And I know, like with MCLs and like I'm speaking from personal experience. Like if it's partially torn, it's almost worse because you can't just go in and repair it. You have to wait it out and just kind of let it heal naturally and see how it heals. So, there is, I guess, silver lining. I guess it's kind of positive that it just completely exploded because they can go in there and fix it. But I'm no medical professional.
He'll be back. Do you think it will affect him on when he throws? He doesn't run. He used to run a lot.
He did. Yeah.
He hasn't done that in many years.
Yeah. He used to be a scrambler for sure. And not like necessarily picking up rushing yards, but especially in the backfield, he would just run around all over the place, avoid tackles. And that's the thing is he had a crazy arm from those weird angles. Like he could stop, set his feet, and just throw the ball 60 yards down the field, which not a lot of people are blessed with those kind of abilities. So it's going to be those kind of things. Like, can Aaron Rodgers be a good thrower of the football? Sure. But how much of a playmaker can he be? And, we saw Tom Brady play until he's 45 years old. Maybe if he's a little bit more of a pocket passer, maybe Aaron can have a couple years here where he goes along, but I just don't think it's going to be the Aaron Rodgers that is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I think those days are behind him at this point.
2016, he ran for 369 yards.
That's not bad.
Before that, 344.
Yeah.
He ran for 356 one year. So yeah, he had 1 year is like 6 yards a carry. So he realized, well, everyone's covered downfield.
Right.
So the middle of the field, I'll see you later.
Right. Yeah.
See you later, Charlie.
Totally.
As they say.
And like, it's kind of, to compare him to anybody, like it's very Patrick Mahomes-esque where he used to play, where it's like Patrick Mahomes, if he wanted to, he could rush for 60, 70 yards a game, but he understands that his real damage is done by throwing the football.
But Aaron doesn't really do that anymore.
No.
So I don't think the Achilles will be as much of a hindrance as it might have been if he's
Do you know if it was his left or his right? If it's like his plant foot, if it's his back leg, which you would have to, kind of generate a lot of, arm strength from, or if it's his front foot, because, I guess
I thought I knew, and now I want to make sure.
I think it was his left, but I don't want to say that.
The landing foot rather than the
right. Yeah. Instead of the front foot or his.
I'll have to double check that.
Okay.
I thought I knew, and I'd rather than say, well,
yeah, exactly.
I want to double check on that.
But I mean that
I
that
thought
also
it was the opposite of you, but
okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean that
We'll
also
get that.
plays a factor into it as well, because if it's his back foot, then we're actually seeing a replay here. It is his left foot, so it's his left foot.
So his land foot.
His land foot. Yes. So that'll be interesting. Obviously
That's
you're not
even easier, I think.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of your pressure is put on, or a lot of your weight, especially when you're throwing deep, is put on your back foot. So that's promising.
But he throws
for that.
off his back foot more than most guys are supposed to
He
anyway.
does. Yes, he does. He definitely does. So, yeah, maybe I'm, freaking out too much about it, but it just feels like at this point in his career, it's just it's a tough thing to come back from. But if he has the drive and the will to attack the rehab, there's no reason why he can't at least show up in football shape.
He's got the drive, he's got the will, and apparently he's got some other things, and we don't know what they are yet.
He's got it all. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, I would not rule out. This is a week 1 injury. The way that he's talking there.
That's just physically impossible.
That's what he wants you to think. He literally says, people think, I'm tired of what people think is possible with no, I'm gonna break through those barriers.
It can't be, can it?
I don't think so. I don't even know if he's gonna come back ever. But
says people will be shocked.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, oh, you can't give me a timeline. Please. You can't put me in a box.
It can't be. Wow.
It's just
I would never have even considered that.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is
okay.
Man loves himself.
New York Post. Aaron Rodgers not ruling out a return this season for Jets. Quote, anything is possible.
Boom. I'm telling you, he's going to we're going to hear rumors week 14. Aaron Rodgers is already back on the football field. He's throwing balls.
Rudy Gay got hurt here in January.
Right.
He was on the court in
October,
July. I think he was on the court in July.
Wow, I mean, that's 5
7?
months. Yeah, 5 July. Yeah, that's like 6 or 7 months. I don't think it's going to happen, but by Aaron's words,
6 months is March. Aaron,
that would not work.
Hello.
Yeah, that would put him. Maybe he's aiming for the Pro Bowl. XFL season, I think, kicks off during.
I'd love to see it, but it's just, come on.
I don't think so.
Good for you. If it makes you, helps you stay motivated enough to give you your best chance to return as soon as possible, good for you.
But this is the problem with him not following medical advice is I feel like a lot of doctors would tell you, don't overwork it. Like part of recovering is rest. And if Aaron really has these grand goals of not reaching, not ruling out the end of this season, you could end up doing a lot more harm than good.
Yes, you could. Who knows what he has in mind, how he's going to shock us.
Oh, yeah.
But he'll be back next year at the very least. Coming up next, Warner did it. Kinlaw did it. Hufanga did it. Ward did it against the Rams. What was it? And who will do it Sunday? Next, Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
49ers Rams here right here on Sactown Sports. No Sammy Womack for the 49ers this week against the Rams.
Yeah, he'll be out
6 to 8
MCL.
weeks.
Yeah, which is obviously not ideal. And the Niners are a little thin at corner this weekend, but I think you mentioned earlier they've got a couple guys on their practice squad at cornerback, so maybe one of those guys gets brought up. But it's not good to be losing soldiers this early in the season. But it's good that he can at least come back.
That might make it less likely that the 49ers will do something they've done each of the last 4 seasons against the Rams. As I mentioned before we went to break, Fred Warner did it in 2019. Javon Kinlaw did it in 2020. 2021 was Jimmy Ward. Then last year, Talanoa Hufanga. Each of them intercepted a pass against the Rams and took it to the house.
It was a house call?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. You said 6 straight years? Or they're looking to make it 6
This
straight
would be 5 straight years
would be 5.
if they do it this year.
Well, I mean, even then, that's absolutely ridiculous. I can't imagine that any such streak exists anywhere else. And, I mean, that's a sign, again, to the fact that the Niners kind of do own the Rams. And now I don't think it's happened in 5 straight games or 4 straight games, but it's been in 4 straight seasons.
You're correct. And if you look at, I know the Athletic broke it down here. These are quite typically short passes over the middle or at the line of scrimmage that the 49ers have seized and taken to the house because they know that with all the pressure that they're able to put on the Rams, the Rams can't take deep shots.
Yeah, I mean, and especially now that they don't have great receivers, no Cooper Kupp, there's no Odell Beckham anymore, there's no Brandon Cooks anymore. They've got Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua. Like, I don't expect to see a lot of deep shots, and there's probably going to be a lot of pressure and a lot of short throws. And, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Stafford, gets sacked a lot more than 2 times like he did in week 1, but also probably gives up the ball, 2 or 3 times, because this 49ers defense, how they looked to Kenny Pickett in week 1, I mean, that should have been 3 interceptions for Pickett in week 1. If they can get that same amount of pressure, I could see a similar result for Matt Stafford this weekend.
Yeah, the Rams, it was weird. The numbers weren't great, but they were able to run the ball effectively enough to allow them to hang on to the ball for longer periods.
Yeah, and that's big too. I mean, time of possession, even just them drawing out possessions will be big for the Rams. Cam Akers did not look good last week, but they had a backup in Kieran Williams, I think his name is, had a pretty good game. And, that's going to be really where the 49ers are going to have to key in. If they can shut down the run game, it just makes it so much harder. It makes life a lot more difficult when you're going to know that the Rams are passing. And, again, I think the 49ers pass rush is just going to be, it's going to be too much for the Rams. And there's really, I mean, that's the Rams' only hope in this game is to keep the 49ers pass rush out of Stafford's face and hopefully just continue to move the ball. But I very much don't see that.
And the offenses are very similar. They're based on the same philosophies.
Right.
So
they know each other really
well.
well.
Put the cleats on the other foot. If the 49ers were in a situation where they felt they were going to be overmatched up front when they had the ball, and they've been in situations like that, what's the counter? Get the ball out quick.
Right.
So you figure that would be a focus of the Rams. And again, not to be redundant, but in the past, their efforts to get the ball out quick have resulted in 49ers poaching near the line of scrimmage and coming up with the ball.
So now comes the time. Put on the crystal ball, or get the crystal ball, get your prediction cap on. Who's getting the pick 6 this week or this season, I guess?
Well, it will be Sunday.
It will be Sunday. Yeah. It feels like it. Yeah.
It's going to be like a weird tip, and it's in the air, and Drake Jackson has it.
Okay.
Drake, what I mean? One of those hands up, and the ball's in the air. Where is it? And Jackson,
all the linemen are just looking up in the air.
It'll be a return of like 8 yards or something.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say Fred Warner. Warner gets one. Again, he should have had a pick last week. He should have gotten Kenny Pickett on an easy one last week. I could just see Fred Warner. I think it's just going to be thrown right at him. Like, I think it's going to be similar to Aaron Donald coming into Geno Smith's face. And, oh my God, it's going to be the same where, Javon Kinlaw maybe, or Javon Hargrave or Eric, someone's going to be coming right down the middle. Stafford's just going to do a little, just throw it and turn so he doesn't get hit, and it's just going to go right into Fred Warner's hands. It's going to be a house call. I'll say I'll say the Rams are driving a little. I'm going to say it's a 45-yard interception
I think
return
that would
for a
be the
touchdown.
longest of the streak.
Really? Well, why not? Yeah, exclamation point it. I can see it so vividly in my head.
Okay. Now, maybe you can explain this to me, because I got to be honest. Here I am sitting here, and you're with me, and we're talking about, wow, real mismatch. The 49ers going to put so much pressure on the Rams. They can't block the 49ers. I said the same thing yesterday about the Vikings and the Eagles. And we know the Eagles have an outstanding defensive line, and the Vikings their center was out, right?
Center was out, and left tackle ended up leaving like at the beginning of the game, and then the backup left tackle got hurt.
And I know the Vikings weren't able to run the ball, but they certainly gave Cousins pretty good protection.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic question. I'm still kind of trying to piece it together.
He was sacked, I think, twice.
Yeah, and a lot of the pressure really came in the first quarter. Wasn't really much towards the late stage of the game when they were actually passing the ball like intently. So there's always a possibility that happens, but Nick Bosa didn't get to the quarterback last week. Drake Jackson, of course, got to the quarterback 3 times, but it just feels like the Niners D line is just inevitable. And, sure. Am I maybe overstating how dominant the line will probably be? Possibly, but I think that there's definitely a chance that it's just the entire game pressure in his face. And the other problem is they just don't have the receiving targets that the Vikings do either. Like when you have Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, and TJ Hawkinson, like that's going to, require a certain amount of attention. And, the Rams just don't really have any weapons that scare you.
From the 916 on the text line, Aaron Rodgers is a proven documented goofball. While I would never wish physical ill on someone, I'm hoping he fades into the sunset so that he loses his bully pulpit for further stupidity.
I'm so down for it. I've been tired of hearing about it. I did like the character turn. I like the heel turn.
He's a documented goofball. We have the documentation right here.
Yeah, right here. It says official goofball right here. Aaron Rodgers. It's got a signature and everything. I mean,
I assume that's a reference to the whole thing. Did you get vaccinated? Yes, I got inoculated.
Yes.
Yeah. Or it was an immunized.
Immunized. It was immunized. Yeah, and it was. I think Aaron Rodgers has definitely made a fool of himself throughout his career, and I'm also excited for him to fade.
I guarantee you, there are some people like, no, he was right.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's absolutely those people out there, 100%, and whatever. I'm no medical doctor. I'm not going to get into a medical debate with you, but nonetheless, he intentionally.
You're not a medical doctor. What kind of doctor
officially.
Are you?
I don't know. Okay. I wish I had doctor of dunk or something. I don't know. I'm the same kind of doctor.
I wonder if
that
we're going to hear that one again.
There's no way. I've got whatever doctorate Shaquille O'Neal's got. I mean, I can't remember what
we're talking about. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, right? Yeah, please fade. I'm okay with Aaron Rodgers fading into the sunset. I was enjoying the little bit of the heel turn. Would that be considered a heel turn? I guess
I don't know that it was.
Turning heel would be.
Yeah, he liked a reverse heel.
Yeah,
turn.
exactly.
I'm a good guy. I love everybody, and I love my teammates.
Did you see his interview with?
Yes, exactly.
His interview with Aaron Andrews before that game on Monday as well. He was very much like, I was against Hard Knocks and all that, but I'm actually really glad that they were able to document how my relationship with my teammates. Like that's the real me, and I'm glad that that's finally out there. All that media stuff that you heard in Green Bay, hogwash.
What you saw on TV, we've seen the last of him, but I want to thank you because, as I said earlier, I would never, ever have guessed that he was suggesting he could come back this year, and maybe he is.
He is.
I would never have guessed that.
I'm telling you, this guy is an ego maniac, and he loves the thought of everyone said I couldn't do it. Well, I just proved faster than anybody that my body is more elite than everyone else, and you can suck it. Aaron Rodgers style.
By the way, John Lynch was on the radio in the Bay Area today. He said, we're not doing Hard Knocks. He said, we're going to be in the playoffs every year, so we're not doing Hard Knocks. We don't want to do it. We're not going to do it.
That's a shame. I mean, this year would have been the season to have them with all of the controversy and the drama in the training camp. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like actually probably not. By the time the Niners are out of the playoffs, Hard Knocks will probably cease to exist.
Coming up next, How encouraging was last night's Eagles win for the 49ers? Next, Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Doctor of Dunk.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit. At Bank of America, we learn what matters most by asking our customers one simple question. What would you like the power to do?
I'd like the power to worry less.
The power to make my parents comfortable.
The power to...
agree on a monthly budget?
Oh, well, hey, that'd be nice.
No matter what your financial goal is, we're here to help. Bank of America, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. member FDIC equal credit opportunity lender.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street. Right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlod with your Sactown Sports headlines. Week 2 of the NFL kicked off with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28 last night on Thursday Night Football. The Niners will be back in action this Sunday when they take on the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. You can listen to the game with pregame at 12 and kickoff scheduled for 105 right here on Sactown Sports. Currently at the Fortinet Championship at Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa, S.H. Kim has joined Sahith Thigala at the top of the leaderboard. They're both at 12 under par, but S.H. Kim has 3 holes to go. And third on the leaderboard is Eric Cole. He's at 10 under par. The Fortinet Championship Scoreboard Update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to Whitey and Watkins.
Can you maybe explain something to me? I don't think you can. I don't think anybody can. I know we talked about it yesterday. It's Whitey and Watkins. You know, the focus of the college football world this weekend is on the Colorado State game.
Yes.
And we're still dealing with what Jay Norvell, the Colorado State coach, said this week about Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
And why in the world did he say the disparaging things he said about Deion, the way, wearing a hat?
Right.
When I talk to a grown-up person,
my mother taught me
this. Why do you think he went there? Now, I'm not saying he had a good reason, so I'm not making excuses, but there had to be a reason why he said it. Why do you think he said that? Deion today, by the way, you know what Deion said?
He said, okay, you made it personal. That's what I saw. I might have been yesterday, but I saw that he was like, okay, like you made this personal. And so now when we play you, just know that it's going to feel personal.
Deion says, in addition to that, he says, I didn't like that it happened because it's another black coach. We started out right. He was complimenting me. I was complimenting him, but it just took a quick left. What happened? Who got to him? After what he said previously, it threw me off. And I really started to contemplate what happened. Why would you go into that direction? You know me, you know how I get down. If we really want to talk, I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at this, but I don't need to because the kids, they're ready. But it's a great question.
Yeah.
Why in the world did he
go public?
Take a swipe at Deion Sanders?
Right.
I took my hat off. I took my glasses off. When I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. Why would Jay Norvell say that?
I think it's one of those things where he probably felt like it was the right thing to do because it was like, I'm gonna position myself as the anti-Deion, where it's, yeah, you can have all that showboating and all that fun stuff over there, emphasis on fun. But over here, we take care of business and we're business guys, and what they're doing over there, it's a farce. I don't know why he decided to ultimately go public. It's one thing, like it sounded almost like that's a conversation you have with your coaching staff, where it's like, that guy wears glasses and that does not make it any more acceptable or however you feel about it. But it just felt like something that should have been private. And for whatever reason, he took public. And I don't know if you saw like I think there's accompanying video with the audio. He's like pretty fired up about it. Like he's not just, saying like, yeah, like, Coach Prime does great job, but where I come from, like, he's not serious about it. He's like angry. He is upset about what he's saying. So I don't know what got to him, but it does feel like somebody old school got in his ear and was like, hey man, like you need to stand up for the purity of this game and not the showboating flash that is Deion Sanders. And for whatever reason, maybe it was a high ranking official or someone that Coach Norvell really respects, but it did feel like it was a statement that he was trying to really put out there.
Maybe so. And Deion, as I just mentioned, Deion seems to think that maybe somebody got to him. To me, I think he choked. I think there's so much focus on this game. And so, there's all this attention that you and your program don't normally get. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to be they're great, play humble, and then go out and beat them? Well, you're probably not going to do that, right?
Right.
You're probably going to lose no matter what. So I just think he made a bad decision with all this media pressure that he's not accustomed to.
Sure.
It's like, oh, yeah, well, here's what I think. It's like, that was probably a really dumb thing to do. I think he choked.
I actually like that. I like that explanation a lot more. Like it does make sense. Like you said,
the magnitude of all affected his judgment, and he did something really dumb.
Right. There's ESPN, there's Fox. Everybody is looking at this week for Colorado, and everybody's going to have their pregame shows out there. And you could see how, he's trying to keep his name in the media landscape because it's good for recruiting.
Up for my team and for what's right. And for good old-fashioned values.
It definitely feels like it was recruiting motivated, or at least, again, like trying to get a message out there that, hey, what Colorado does is this, but here at Colorado State, we stand for something completely different. And if you're for the opposite of Deion Sanders, come to this program in the future because this is the kind of standards and integrity that we stick up for.
If that's what he did, that also is very stupid.
It is very stupid. I think the bigger conclusion that we can all come to is no matter what his reasoning was, it shouldn't have been said, and it was really dumb that he said it. And he's going to pay for it. Him and his team are going to pay for it.
Yeah. It's like, well, you can't relate to this because you don't have kids, and my kids never did this, but your kid like takes the car and crashes it in the middle of the night or something, and you talk to him, and it's like, before you decide what you're going to do, it's like, you want to know why did you do that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did you do that? What were you thinking?
What was the purpose? Yeah, exactly. and it feels like that's kind of where Deion, he's like, it was just why, like I thought, and it sounds like they had a previous relationship as well, which I'm sure they've crossed the same paths one or two times, especially being two black coaches in Colorado. Like I would assume and hope that there's some level of camaraderie there, but I mean, it sounds like all that's thrown out the window, but there's an unspoken, maybe it is even spoken about, but there is meant to be some form of connection of like, hey man, like we both understand what it takes to look like us and get into this spot. Let's not tear down each other as everyone else is going to try and tear us down anyway. It's a little bit of like, hey man, like we're supposed to look after each other. If we ain't got us, who does?
Yep. And from a competitive standpoint, the only chance you have in this game, if you're State, is maybe they overlook us.
Exactly.
So
they're looking ahead to
they're great.
Schedule.
Yeah, boy, we don't have a chance. The last thing you want to do is give them extra motivation.
Yep.
Like, you guys are sleeping on us. Oh yeah? No, are you?
They're
After you slap in the face, like, oh, what are you doing, coach?
See, this is why, like, it's a cliche in the NFL, but like, this is quite literally bulletin board material.
Well, exactly.
Like this.
Exactly.
There's no reason, and I'm sure there's quite literally a bulletin board, or maybe there's a video board, whatever. But there's something being shown in Colorado right now in their locker room of.
This is iPad material.
Yeah,
I think we have to update.
Yeah. It's absolutely iPad material.
This is
Slack
Apple Watch material.
Apple Watch, yeah. It's like it's getting sent to the entire team, and it's like. And like the thing about Deion that's really cool is he's a part of the team. Like, yes, coaches are meant to kind of elevate above, but I don't think Deion views himself in that way. I think he still has like a youthful spirit to him. I think, his sons are on the team. I think he has a level of connection to where he can truly say like, I know this was said about me, but look at what these guys are saying about us. Like, because it's not just Deion. This isn't just about Deion's wearing glasses and he's got a hat on or a hoodie on, and that's the problem. I have a problem with how Colorado, the university, has conducted itself this entire time, the swagger they carry themselves with, the fact that they have this new roster of just completely transfers. And, yes, it's a new wave in college football, but you're not supposed to exploit it the way that Colorado has, bringing in literally, I think it's like 40 new players via the transfer portal. Like that, again, it's iPad material, whatever you want to call it. I don't understand why he would give it to them, but he gave it to them, and they're going to give it right on back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, duly
Can't
noted.
Wait.
Now we will destroy you.
Tomorrow.
Thanks for raising your objections.
Yep.
Real quick, I know we touched on this earlier. What do you make of the Eagles last night? Didn't play that great, and we also had the heated conversation between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts on the sideline during the win over the
redacted.
Is this, if you're a 49er fan, or if you're the 49ers, is this, crack in the armor, maybe some good news?
I think so. I think all that is. I mean, it's going to be good for trash talk. Like, if you're a 49ers receiver, you're like, if you're going against A.J. Brown, I'm like, damn, bro, like, he's not even feeding you. Like, this is crazy.
Does he even know you're on the team?
I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of routing me up right now. Like, you got me all kinds of places, and he's not even feeding you. Dang, he must really like Devontae. Like, that's cool. He's good, but like, I thought you were A.J. Brown. So like, it's going to be good. Like it's bulletin board material. And I think that it's definitely good for the Niners to see some cracks in the armor. And I think it's also it's another thing to be concerned about if you're the Eagles, where at least at the moment, it doesn't seem like the 49ers are stressing about anything right now. So I think it's all positive, and any cracks in this Philadelphia team you can find, I think it's great for the Niners.
See, I'd go the other way to go, oh, I didn't even know you're on the field. Oh, man. Okay. Wow. All right. Guess I got to prepare for you.
You still on the team?
Bro, I've been watching film. Like, I watched film, and I didn't even see you out there. I thought you were injured or something. Like, my son's got you on his fantasy team, and he's been talking about how he's upset with you, but I thought it was because you were out. But
you may be right, and you make a great Case. I'm just not there yet. The Eagles are 2-0. The offense, especially the passing game, has sputtered for extended stretches. And I think it's because I don't want to get too excited about it. You know, that's a long time before the 49ers play them. And they aren't 2-0. I hope there's something there.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, it appeared they worked things out because, as we said earlier, Jalen Hurts then started throwing them the ball.
Yeah.
I hope there's something there, but I just I need to see these problems continue before I'm willing to say, "Whoa, yeah, they got issues."
Yeah,
I hope they do.
Sometimes though, those things go dormant for a while, and then they have a funny way of reappearing in the biggest moments. So I think it's good for the 49ers that popped up. But to your point, like, I'm not going to say, this is a real sign. It's over. Yeah, like team chemistry out the window. It's definitely something you can fix, but the fact that it's there, it's lying there, it might be dormant for a while, but something tells me it's not gone completely.
Coming up, famous fields are the focus of the fantastic Friday football feud.
Woo!
Next.
Finally.
Whitey Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
And then I was selling pretzels out of a cart in San Francisco at the time.
Like the people who sell them at the arena or at the stadiums? Like, did you have like a holler?
Like a pretzel barker?
Pretzel! Something like that. I don't know.
How would that have gone again?
I don't want just to do it in case
good.
Chris. I'm sure Chris already cut it. Actually, pretzel. God, I hate him so much.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight. Overnight lows will drop to about 60. Tomorrow will be a mostly sunny and cooler day. Look for daytime highs to stay in the mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to the newest technology with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time. And really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet. It was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain. I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Get your retirement savings to play ball with your retirement plan. Call Cap Trust today at 916-924-7527 or log on to captrust.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, A's catcher Shea Langoliers has had a pretty remarkable year. He's been behind the plate as the A's primary catcher for a team that has employed 39 pitchers. And offensively, as he approaches 20 home runs, he's closing in on some of the best figures for a catcher in A's history. Ramon Hernandez had 21 homers back in 2003. The gold standard, Terry Steinbach, 35 in 96. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
It's time to play Football Feud.
Yeah, welcome to the feud. As we head down the home stretch here, Whitey and Watkins. Christopher Watkins, it looks like, you ever watch the show Iron Chef?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
And, the old Iron Chef, I don't know if the newer editions would like this. The contestant will get to choose which Iron Chef you'd like to go against. Yeah, so you actually get your choice of football feuders today. Which football feuder would you like to face?
I'll go against Verlad.
Verlad, okay.
I'll go Judge Verlad. Yeah.
Okay, Judge Verlad.
He looks
Judge
ready
Verlad,
to go.
Because you had football
Mr.
feuder
Mauser. Yes,
Mr. Mauser as well. Yeah, you're going to avoid him.
Yeah,
he schooled you in the past, hasn't he?
Well, no, he helped me out once, but I know his powers are strong, and it's more just it's out of respect for Mauser. It doesn't have anything to do with what I think of Verlad's ability. It's more of what I think of Mauser.
We've built quite the rivalry.
Yes, exactly.
You accept the challenge, Mr. Verlad?
I do.
No. Okay.
Actually,
Ryan, get in here.
We have the top 8. We
Okay.
may have to cut it short. I don't think so. I think we can.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Top 8 answers on the
All right.
board. So Chris Verlad and Rick, make
Yeah.
sure you shout your name here when you want to buzz in. Name the team that plays in the oldest NFL stadium.
Chris.
Rick. Yes, Chris Verlad.
The Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers, number 2 answer. Chris Watkins.
I will say the Chicago Bears.
That's correct. That's a number 1 answer.
Woo! Thank God you didn't cut me off there.
Bears Soldier Field 1924. Packers Lambeau Field 1957. So, yeah. So there's 6 more there, and you have the option pass or play.
I'll play.
He's going to play.
I'll play. Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
You guys did very well. You got the top 2 answers right there.
I'm not going to let Verlad get in my head. So let's
Too late.
Let's just do this. We'll say the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals survey says incorrect. Not in the
like
top
I said,
8.
I'm not going to let Chris get in my head here.
That stadium's pretty new, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively new, I guess,
It's
if
like
you're into those things.
futuristic and
Not
Glendale
really. I wouldn't
Stadium.
say futuristic.
It's a dome where they bring the grass in.
How about
Anyway,
Ford Field?
Ford Field, which is the home of the
Detroit Lions.
Survey says. Sorry, a strike 2 against.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you're not even close.
I feel like I'm not now. Oh,
And
that's
I don't
okay.
even need to play any head games.
Goodness gracious. Well,
Are
Chris.
you sure he's not in your head?
Man, remember when you thought that, we might not have enough time for this?
Hopefully you have a backup
Well, you can-
ready.
Yeah, you can. You have plenty of time here.
Okay.
To turn this around. Looking for the teams because it's really about the stadiums, but nobody knows the names.
I
of
don't
the
think
stadiums.
Chris, besides his first one, has picked a stadium that
Look.
was built before 2000.
There's not many. Okay. There's a lot of new stadiums in the NFL.
Name the team that plays in the oldest NFL stadium. The Bears play in the oldest Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Packers second oldest, and then
Well, I can't.
I
with
still
my-
can't get over.
with
You
my-
said the Glendale Stadium. That
It's not that new.
It's really new.
No, it's not. Is it really? Oh, I swear it was old. All right. Well, I mean, obviously, I swear it's
2006.
yeah.
old. Okay. See now I'm just doubt. Now I'm in my head, and now I'm all over the place. Let's say Heinz Field, what was formerly known as Heinz Field.
Yeah, which is now Acrisure Stadium.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Well, you know, they used to play in Three Rivers. That was an old stadium, but Heinz Field survey says I'm sorry. Strike 3, you're out. So back to Chris Verlad. All you have to do is name the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th oldest stadium, the team that plays in that stadium.
Yeah, not
And
so
I'm
easy
thinking
now.
like,
Huh?
Yeah.
Not so easy.
I'm
now.
thinking like New Orleans. I'm thinking
Yep.
New York Giants, New York Jets.
Yes.
I'm thinking Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, my guy Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, Arrowhead.
Kansas City Chiefs Arrowhead. All right, let's look at the answers starting at the bottom. Number 8, the 8th oldest. The Panthers play in Bank of America Stadium, built in 1996. 7th, the Jacksonville Jags play in TIAA Bank Field, built in 1995. 6th on the list, the teams that play in the oldest stadiums. Number 6, Dolphins Hard Rock Stadium, 1987. 1987. So we're down to the 5 oldest. The Saints, you mentioned the Saints, Christopher Laud. Superdome, 1975.
Don't they play in a new stadium? I thought they play in like the Mercedes.
They named it differently.
It's the same
See,
stadium.
this is the problem. I've now realized what my issue was this entire time.
That's why I didn't do the names of the stadiums. I did the teams that play in the stadium. Number 4, Buffalo Bills, Highmark Stadium, 1973. So there's only one left.
What number is this? Number 3?
Number 3. If it's Chiefs, Verlaud wins. If it's not, Watkins wins.
What's your confidence level right now, Chris?
97%.
Okay. Opening in 1972, Arrowhead Stadium is the 3rd oldest stadium in the NFL.
This is whack.
Chiefs are the team.
This is whack.
Verlaud is the winner today.
This is whack.
And a very one-sided football feud.
Chris, how do you think you would have done if I would have passed?
Oh, very well.
God. All right.
I mean, I was saying the ones.
Well,
the only hope you
I'm
have
the
is
youngest guy here, so what do I know?
That's true.
Come on, this is stacked
said,
against me.
The Giants and Jets. I thought, wow, if he goes there.
That's what I was like,
because
MetLife.
they were both called the Meadowlands, but yeah, it was rebuilt.
Yes.
But I was probably going to go with the Saints.
Yeah.
That
didn't quite work out.
I honestly don't have anything to say. There's no excuse. There's no defense.
How old did you think?
I swear. I mean, maybe
stadium or whatever it is.
It's not a nice stadium. Like it's not a nice looking stadium, even from the inside. Like it's
where
not,
the Cardinals play.
Yeah, and so I thought it was like 2000, and I definitely assume that a lot of people had renovated their stadiums recently, and I'm shocked that Heinz Field is not one of them. I feel like Heinz Field's been in existence my entire life.
Which NFL stadiums have been built most recently? The Falcons Mercedes-Benz Stadium 2017.
The name changes did throw me
Allegiant
off
Stadium
too.
2020.
I will give it to you. Acrisure Stadium was built in 2001.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you were getting there.
I was getting close.
guess.
I was starting to get there.
Mm-hmm.
SoFi
SoFi Stadium is new.
Yeah, I mean that's like
Your
brand
team,
spanking
US
new.
Bank Stadium.
Yeah, US Bank Stadium, beautiful stadium. That's brand new.
Levi's hasn't been around that long.
Levi's, exactly. I mean, the Raiders obviously just kind of built theirs recently. How about like Mile High? I was going to say the Commanders. When was the Commanders one made? Because I know that's a FedEx Field or whatever. I don't know what they call it nowadays, but
I'll get that for you.
Okay.
That's actually would have been one of the next couple on the list, I think.
Again, I'm just getting closer, I guess.
Because
but-
Bank of America Stadium, that was 8, and then FedEx Field is 9th.
Oh.
Then M&T Bank Stadium, then Raymond James Stadium. Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a chance.
Good way to end the week if you're Chris
the
Verlaud.
best way. I've taken no wins in the past 48 hours, 24 hours,
Have a great
48
weekend
hours.
anyway.
That means it can't get worse.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Have a terrific weekend. Thanks for
I'll
being
try.
with us. We'll talk to you Monday right here on Sactown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every